Hey family. Hey family. How everyone is doing. I'm just trying to wait for some people to come on. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. You know what? I just thought about it when I said that, right? Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. Hey family, this is Steve Copeland. I had to remember what day it was. It is. I'm sorry. Um, Mainly when you in the house, you can't do too much, right? I can't move around with so much, so I can't run and do the things that I normally do. Um, it's a lot of stuff that I still have to get straightened out, uh, and when I say that, right, I gotta go get renew my license. Um, Both of my trucks, my box truck, my personal truck, my Armada. I got that fixed. I got it out the shop. My son got that right now. But I got to go get my white box truck out of the yard down at the building 908. I got to go get that. But I got to get new tags put on it. It's just so much I got to do. And it's just getting to the point of doing it. That's all. It's getting to the point of doing it. I wanted to come on here because y'all know that I like talking about life. I like talking about, life on life terms, whether it's good or bad. I have no problem. And I'll talk about me because I can talk about y'all all I want. I can do that too. But sometimes y'all are not as interesting to me as I am myself. So I don't care to talk to y'all about this. I mean, in that sense. I was taught over 32 years ago to share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes, not yours. Okay. So whenever y'all hear Mr. Copeland talk, Mr. Copeland talking about him, the stuff he done been through in life, the stuff he's going through in life, what I need to do to come up out of it, what I need to do to be all right with certain things. I talk about me. And you piss me off, I might talk about you too, but not in a real pretty way. You get me? But anyway, y'all take me too personal sometimes. You know, um, for a lot of y'all that might just be popping in to understand the reason why I am considered as in Baltimore City the big mouth, bald head, black dude. Now, keep in mind, because of what I do, I'm a human rights advocate. That's why I became a part of Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. We fight for uh, in Baltimore City in the inner city. We fight for their democracy, right? And basically the people of color in our poor communities. We fight for your civil rights, your equal rights, and your constitutional rights. So when y'all hear me in certain areas, that's part of the war zone for me. And a lot of y'all might not understand, so y'all might look at it and say, "Oh, he always this. Oh, he always that." It all depends on what we talking about, okay? Because I've learned to calm with certain issues that we might be dealing with, I learned to come and my mind to go into that click, 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 the solution mode. And a lot of y'all who's not, say like, focus on, a lot of y'all that don't focus on solutions, you always want to stay in the problem. We already know what the problem is. We already know what the crisis is. So if you always want to stay there, you'll never understand why I go on the other side of it. Because we can complain all day long, all night long, every day. So to a lot of y'all, when I do say certain things, in your mind, because you okay with whatever that might be happening around you, you all right with it. You just, it is what it is, you know. So for somebody like myself, that's a human rights advocate, it's not just that simple. It's not. Mainly when you see where it's coming from, what's causing it and stuff like that. So when I sit back, and even when you hear me say I, right? I'm talking about myself. If I say I'm a human rights advocate, if I say I'm a community activist, listen to the word I just said, a community activist. If I say I'm a community organizer, if I say I'm a community outreach coordinator, and I can explain every position that I'm saying. If I say these are the things that I do in the community, helping to rebuild up in our community, it's all about supporting the people. Even though I might say I this, I that, because when I do that, I can only speak from my behalf. So y'all who wants to sit back and say, oh, that's his ego, that's his pride. You never look at it like that's his confidence, that's his courage, that's his motivation. You want to twist it into something negative to fit your narrative of me. And I can't blame you, because that goes to show me you don't have the balls to stand up and do what Steve Copeland do and other people like Steve Copeland. Because it takes a lot of balls to confront people that you know that don't want to see your people move forward in life. And the reason why I'm saying that, if you look at my Facebook page, this young lady described it to a T. And listen to what I'm saying, a young lady. Because a lot of y'all don't realize it. And I'm getting ready to go over there now, because I probably could reach that a lot quicker if I was to go back on TikTok. So, watch the people you deal with. Watch the people you deal with. Let me show you this. A plus, let me show y'all this. Because when I heard her, and I looked at her, and I mean, she you can tell she kind of young, but she understands what's happening. She understands it, right? This is what her video, right? It said, I guess y'all need to hear this from someone else. A lot of us aren't blind anymore to the bull crap that is happening to our inner city poor communities and citizens. A lot of y'all know exactly what is happening and agree to it 100%. And then on the end, I put Make America Great Again. What this young lady was talking about is how it's like they setting our people up. They sitting them in the prisons and all this type of stuff. Because you know, y'all might not realize it, but when I was over to jail for the 11 months, I was watching these people going in the kitchen cooking. I was watching them cleaning up around the buildings. They was only getting a little bit of money, $3 and something a day. Do you know what they have a tendency of doing? They working in warehouses. I'm talking about the prisoners. They're working in warehouses. They are working in big corporations like Donald Trump's and them. They are working in the offices. They will take them in a certain area, put them in suits and ties, because they are very intelligent, smart people. So they're working for them for cheap money, which is, well, I said cheap money, but it's called cheap labor. Do y'all realize that's what slavery is? It's just a form of cheap labor. It's just a a form of cheap labor. Now I don't know if I'm gonna see if I can get this up.
If so Donald Trump, not in these exact words, but basically
she said it, not me.
That a lot of the things that he's been doing, a lot of the policies, a lot of the executive orders that he's been signing off on was all made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. It was made with the intention of getting black people back into the field. All right, so on Tuesday, Donald Trump made an appearance, right, on CNBC's Squawk Box. And on that platform, he actually made a lot of commentary in regards to the situation with the deportations, migrant workers, the state of America's agriculture, and he made comments on inner city people not doing farm work. I want you to always remember that when they mention inner city, that means black.
You hear me talk about the inner city, right?
Words. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. They don't get it back because if they get it back, they die. He also went on to say that they are very, very, very special people and they cannot be easily replaced. Remember what I said? Anytime that they mention the words inner city,
inner
city communities, inner city neighborhoods, that's black. That's code for black. Black be black, okay? Black people. And it is because of that exact commentary that it reconfirms for me, okay? Not confirms, but reconfirms, meaning that I already knew. But it reconfirms that the plan from the very beginning with these executive orders, right, was to further destabilize black communities, further destabilize poor communities, but black mainly, so that you could put pressure on these communities so that you can get them to go back into the field, right? And then once you get them back in the field, bingo, you've made America great again. Modernize slavery. But black people said, fuck you. Since we are the most valuable players.
And let me tell you this. A lot of y'all black people is for this. Not realizing what they're doing to us. Thank you. When I heard her say this, I looked right at her and I said, she's young. She's young. And she recognized this. She is young. And I said, oh my God. I had to send this over to Facebook because that's all I talk about. But a lot of y'all act like y'all don't understand what I be saying. So I said, maybe y'all need to hear it from somebody else. I see what they doing. I see it. And not just me, it's a lot of us that see what they doing. They reversing stuff. And then I have to look at it, right? It never stopped. That's why I made a statement the other day about organized. Oppression. I made a statement to thank you, RZ. I made a statement the other day. Do y'all realize, and I'm telling y'all point blank, how sometimes I get scared for my own life for running off at my mouth the way I do. That's why I know a lot of y'all don't have the balls and the courage to do what I do. But the only reason why, because I see what's happening to us. When you got people like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, most of your powerful, influential people. So now you got people like myself and other people that I know. And the reason why I don't call out a lot of people's names because I am known as the big mouth bald-head black dude. Because I speak on stuff on my lives compared to a lot of them. Because we come together, don't get it wrong. Everybody have their own little platform in what they do. But y'all need to pay more attention. I tell y'all this one right here. Every time you hear the word gentrification, genocide come with gentrification. And I'm real passionate about what I do, and y'all take it the wrong way. Tell y'all like this, I got a little over 32 years clean. I used to live a destructive lifestyle. I used to live that way. So I know how people manipulate, play us in the things that, you know, that's happening. I see it. Because it reminds me too much of how I used to be. Oh, he angry. Yes, the fuck he is. Because I see what they doing and y'all just sit back and watch it. Look at what happened with the opioid. Look at what happened with the overdose I meant. Me, Archie, a lot of us, some years ago, fought to get the spy plane over Baltimore City. The whole goal was to help reduce this bull junk. How they set our people up to knock each other off. Then they gonna turn around and get rid of the plane. When Ross T. McNutt left Baltimore City, he left with about 70. I don't think it was that many though, but he said it was about 70. With the information of some homicides that took place, that he could have gave it to the city. I mean, to the detective to resolve those issues. I'm on TikTok too. That's why I'm playing with words. When he told me that, I was like, "The mothers." See, y'all don't. Yeah, that's what they get. They need to this and that because you always pointing the fingers, but rather than y'all coming together, and that's what we talk about. We got to come together and slow a lot of this down. But because it's not affecting you directly, it's okay. It's okay until it comes up your backyard. I mean, coming your way. Then you want everybody to pay attention to it. I understand all that. I got a 22-year-old son. I thank God my son don't travel through the inner cities like that. I don't worry about my son. I don't worry about my daughters the way I might do yours. Because they're not in the inner city like that. And I know anything can happen to anybody. I already know that. But I do not worry about my son like that. I do not worry about my daughters like that because they're not, to me, they're not in direct harm's way like that. That's all I'm saying. But you know anything, you know, if something happens, when it's their time, it's their time. You get me? So I understand all of that. But at least I know in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, mine is, I see what you just put, Mr. Harris. Mega stands for make it. He said make it all white again. And I'm gonna tell you, wait a minute. I'm just sharing with y'all as a father, as a man, as a human being. That's why I go back into the inner city to encourage and motivate those who wants to come up out of certain situations, right? But they don't know how. That's why I listen to a lot of y'all talk shit. You just talk. But I'm listening to, well, what is you actually doing to help like slow a lot of stuff down or to pull people out of certain situations? Those are your preventive maintenance programs. Those are where you come in with like solutions. Now, the reason why I just started a little bit like that, right? Because when I say preventive programs, when I say solutions, basically I want to say to stop stuff, to make it stop. But I realize certain things just not going to stop. We can slow it down. You get me? Life, and hey, D, life, and you know that I'm trying to watch TikTok say. There's a time to be born, Deke, and I know you understand this. There's a time to be born, y'all, and there's a time to go. You get me? And whenever you go, that's God's time calling you home, no matter how it went. But in my mind sight, seriously, if it's being done like outrageously, we can slow it down. We can slow a lot of this stuff down. Now understand, I said we. I did not say Steve Copeland alone. But we have to come together to slow a lot of it down. If you living in a community and there's 40 houses on that block, 9 times out of 10, it's your children out there acting like fools. Either your grandkids, your sons, your daughters, all of that. If you cannot gain control over your family to stop doing certain things because you know you taught them well, that's when you reach out to the village. Because guess what? They can't take all of us down. That's where the village coming at. So if you have the strength and you have the courage to come out and come, approach them. And let me show y'all why I'm saying that. Y'all know I got a housing program, right? They got to get out that building. I have not been back down there personally because it's a lot of chaos and confusion that started. And I had to back up. And this came from some people that I trusted as business partners. They tried to come in, undermine what I do. They didn't have meetings behind my back and everything. They think I didn't know about it, but people was telling me what was going on. And these are people I trusted. It's something about us as black people. But then we'll stab each other in the back. We'll pull each other down, but then we'll turn around and say, it wasn't me, that was a white man. It wasn't me. That was a white man had his black hands on your back and he stabbing you. He pulling you down. And I look at you like you're lying mother freaking sucker, dacker, back, a bloop, a boom. And it's a shame. But then I'll turn around and I'll trust. I'll leave you alone once I spot you for who you are. You're crook. You're crooked sucker. Once I spot you for who you are, bye. But then I'll try to somebody else come in. You know, you thinking y'all gonna work together and everything. And y'all turn around and do it again. I'm like, God darn, why we always want to look. I ain't talking about no damn white man, too. I'm talking about you black suckers. So sometimes I gotta get 4 eyes to check y'all out. Wait a minute. Let me see who you really is. Bye. And that's a shame. Why I gotta do that with my own brothers and sisters? Why? Because the white man told us that deed. I know. You lying suckers. Let me stop. Let me stop, because y'all don't like my honesty. I ain't messing with him no more. I ain't going around him. He have a business. He have a problem with keeping life real. I wish he added a little lies to it. Hell no. What I'm a lie? I'm talking about me. You add lies to your crooked butt. That's the only reason why I don't care for Donald Trump, y'all, because Donald Trump remind me too much of my old days. He did. I say, oh my God, I say this man is good. He know how to screw y'all head the fuck up. Him and Epstein hung out together. Y'all watching this man around all these little young girls. That ain't nothing new. We've been saying this way before he became president. Because that's how y'all do him. I remember a lot of them pictures they be showing of Trump younger days with Epstein. He been my friend for 15 years. Now he's not your friend now. He gone. You trying to separate yourself from that, and so many of y'all see it with your own 4 eyes, 8 eyes, 10 eyes, 12 eyes, 13 eyes, and you be like, no, that ain't my ain't good. I'm only saying it, y'all, because I remember back then. I remember a lot of them pictures and stuff like that. I remember a lot of that from when I was younger, and I'm 63. Trump only, 15 years older than me? Make sure I added that up. He's 78. And a lot of y'all old people or people my age know this man. And let me tell you this, I got daughters. Nowhere in the world I'm going to sit up here. My oldest is 36. Fine is all outdoor. Oh, she fine. If she wasn't my daughter. Right here, we sitting on live TV. And I'm going to tell you that I will do my goddamn. Can y'all imagine how that girl felt? Her father lusting on her like that. Oh, he didn't mean it. And didn't that sound like a woman doing that? Because y'all will justify that bull crap. No way in the world If I find myself thinking about one of my daughters like that, I'll be like, what is wrong with you, man? I didn't change their Pampers. I didn't wash them. So you know I had to make sure they was nice and clean. You know, the booty boot boot. You get me? That's daddy. I didn't look at them like I would look at their mother. But to hear another man say that out loud about his daughter, so that showed me he never changed her Pampers. He never took care of her in that sense, like bathing her. Y'all ain't realized that, did you? He never had an intimate daddy-daughter relationship or bond like that. Oh, y'all ain't pay attention to that, did you? And I'm telling it to you from a man that have daughters. Because certain lines you don't cross. You don't let your mind even go there. Women and men who believe this man just can't make no mistakes, I would never put no human being above me like that. And y'all do. And I'm not trying to be smart. It's just what I see, what I see, what I see. And then y'all see some stupid stuff this man do, and y'all will justify his behaviors. I'm like, no, y'all didn't. But P. Diddy is wrong. We know he's wrong. R. Kelly is wrong. We know he's wrong. Bill Cosby. Epstein, we been knew about Epstein. But you know what? I know a lot of men that do like them young like that. So my thing is, well, why? What is your problem? When you find yourself liking younger, around about that age, 9 times out of 10, something happened to you. Now let me go deep with you. If you was violated as a child, sometimes you'll practice those behaviors in your adulthood. That's what I kept saying about R. Kelly. Then when I look at P. Diddy, come on. When you find yourself chasing somebody like that, younger ones like that, 9 times out of 10, something tragic happened to you. Because you just don't wake up. And I'm saying as a man, you do not wake up and say, oh, I think I'm going to go and mess with me 11 or 12 or 13-year-old. You want me to take it deep? Because that's where I go with stuff. That's why a lot of y'all don't like me. Because number one, you got to get to the root cause of why people act the way they act and why people do what they do. And that's what I tell Brandon Scott. That's what I tell the police commissioner. That's what I tell all of them. When you got people that's out there acting a destructive way, I apologize. When you got people out there acting like that, then you need to get to the root cause of why they do what they do. But guess what? They cost too much money. So what you do, you fix it up. When they go out there and they commit a certain crime, rather than you coming up with these intervention programs, I asked Brandon Scott. This was March the 11th, 2023. I said, Brandon Scott, I need to talk to you. Because I was telling him the stuff that I was trying to tell him, the stuff that I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department. Listen to what I say. I said, Brandon Scott, I was at the budget meeting. I said, I need to talk with you about what I'm going through with the Eastern District Police Department. This was March the 11th, 2023. 2 polices came together, put some charges against me. March the 12th, I was gone. The day after that, 2 years later, nobody knew I was locked up. Nobody. Isabel Cummings didn't even know. That's our state our inspector general. Mackenzie Frost did not know. And she's with Fox 45 News. And I was telling all of them the hell I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department coming for me. Ivan Bates, I was reaching out to him. I was Colonel Melvin Russell knew what I was going through with them. And he tried to tell him who Steve Copeland was. They wasn't even trying to listen. But they was new cadets. They was new polices on the force. The ones that was like seasoned polices, when I was talking with them and telling them what I was going through with these new officers, you know what they told me to do? Report them to internal affairs. I'm talking to y'all, Baltimore City, for the shit I went through trying to take up for my city. With these crooked ass polices. And guess what? This what I told them. Y'all a bunch of suckers. It's not about your badge, baby. It's not about your pew-pew. I'm looking at the human being with all his cover on. And I watch how we can sit down and talk. I'm telling y'all. Because me and the police officer would talk. Tashawn, you just came over and Tashawn knew. Tashawn saying a lot of the stuff I was going through with. I'm sorry, Tashawn. I ain't mean to say your name. I don't want them to come for you. Damn. Tashawn to beat him up. I ain't got to worry about that. Because Tashawn had my back. That's why I can mention Tashawn's name. Tashawn watched everything I went through with the Eastern District Police Department. So she know when I say certain things, I ain't lying. And he's exaggerating. Oh, yeah. I will call them to come out and help me with clients, y'all. I'm talking about, y'all know most of the people I deals with mental issues, you know, when we dealing with the homeless and the less fortunate people. That's why they had to sign up for the mental health program. Now I'm going into the inner. Remember what I said? Remember what the young lady just said? I'm going into the inner city. So if you don't teach them a certain way, they will practice destructive behaviors. They will turn around and they'll start taking each other down. They will start wiping each other out. It's designed like that. So here I go, because I see it. I see what's happening. So I'm calling the police, 911, 811, 311, 211, 511, 611. Because I'm trying to get help with the clients that's off their medication. Am I lying, Tashawn? They will come out, right? Go over to the client. I called you. And then they come back and start arguing with me. I'm like, wait, ho. I called y'all out here to help me with helping them. Now I'm arguing with the police department. I got 3 white officers in front of me. And I run off at my mouth like this. And I had to tell myself, shut up, Steve. Shut up. They're going to take you down. That's why when I see them with doing certain things with us, I had to tell myself, shut my mouth. Because I know my behavior looks abnormal to some people because I do this. And I started shaking like this. I've never in my life been afraid of nobody. And once I shut my mouth, I went straight to Twitter, calling out Brandon Scott, calling out Ivan Bates. I need y'all. These mother suckers was about to take me down, and that wasn't the first time. So for a lot of y'all that want to praise them, praise them, don't get it wrong. I'm talking about the police. Because we do have some great officers out there, right? But in the way I started seeing some things, y'all, and I don't even know why I went here. Maybe I needed to talk about this. But the way I see it, some of them are being trained. The newer cadets, they're being trained to wipe us out. And you know who told me that? The same fucking white boy that wrote them 14 charges on me. He said, Steve, once that camera on, he said it's a certain way we have to act. He said it's a certain way we have to perform, or we're gonna lose our job. The same fucking white boy. that put them 14 charges on you. I said, is your camera off? I said, if y'all want, we can sit down with some people and create some laws where y'all could better, serve the public. Why did I have to talk to this white boy about that with his camera off? So I just want to say this to a lot of you fucking commissioners and stuff like that, the way y'all teaching them now. And I'm talking about this is mainly for the inner city people. You got a 600-pound white boy in the inner city. It's not a fucking plantation. He can't run to catch nobody. They got him there to try to intimidate people. That's why y'all don't pay attention to nothing, because of his size. And when you dealing with a lot of our young men, they don't give a hell, because they buck wild and they will take them down first. So before our young men take them down, they're going to take our young men out. Catch what I just said. So y'all know what I got to do? I got to shut my mouth. I got to shut my mouth. So when I come into the city, right, it's just go in there, Steve, and encourage and motivate our people. The ones that's out there doing a lot of destructive stuff. You can't keep doing this no more. You can't keep with the bullhorn. You can't keep doing it out loud like that. So I'm starting to understand stuff, right? Like walk in silence. Because I see what's happening. That's why sometimes when I post stuff about I want to give up and I want to turn my back, it's hard as hell to just turn my back on our people, but it's easy for a lot of y'all. Oh, that's what they get. That's what they deserve. Fuck them. I want to be just like y'all. I am so proud of a lot of y'all for not giving a fuck and take it the way you want. Okay? Because the shit hurt me when I see what's happening to us. Do you think I'm 63 years old? I know one day I'm going to go. Do you think I want to go? But I know because of the way I run off in my mouth. And when you start waking people up, and that's what gets me, right? Because I used to hear people say, our people need to wake up because they blind to this and blind to that. You could not tell me I wasn't woke. You could not. For where I was at, I was woke. But it wasn't until I started, getting more into the community, getting involved in stuff. And I started seeing some stuff. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm going to tell y'all this. It's a reason and it's a purpose for everything. When they locked me up, one of the young guys over the prison yelled at me, screamed at me, young guy. I'm over the prison doing this. They tell me, Mr. Copeland, I'm talking about the correction officers. Can you please stop trying to encourage them and motivate them? No, I won't, blah, 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 blah. The correction officers, they started sending people at me. I said, keep trying. The reason why I said that, because my best friend used to be warden over there. He went to another country. City. He back now. I said, try me. Try me. Because the thing is, when you know people, good people, the ones that wants to make a difference or, can get stuff done. That's all I'm trying to get to. Okay. I said, try me. Ralph, I love you, bro. Ralph ran for mayor. Ralph Johnson. I'm going to say his name. He was a correction officer. He retired. And I said this before. He had wrote one book. I remember him talking about his book. When I was over the prison, he told me he wrote several. Because I will throw a name at you to let you know I do know some people. I used to do that when I was in the streets. That's how we knew who was what and what was where. I remember when I sat down with the warden over the prison. We got a bunch of African people in there that's treating American people like trash. I didn't believe it. I heard people say it, but I didn't believe it till they started coming for me. I said, keep it up. Because if your Visa card ain't right, you gone. They backed up off me. But let me get to this part right here. I'm over there, right? And I seen what happened to me with the police officer. The police officer did 14 charges. A female police detective didn't even know me. Came up with 3 fake charges and a police report from an incident of me and one of my clients, January the 18th. We texting each other and I'm trying to see, do she have the rest of her rent money? She charged me, this is what the detective did, and I'm going to tell y'all why. She was asking me questions. Don't ask a person a question and then tell them how to answer. This is where y'all have a problem at. You ask a person a question, then you're going to tell them that's all you had to do was say yes or no. So you trying to dictate the narrative. That's your shit. Never ask a question if you don't want to hear the answer. So that's what she told me. She asked a question and I gave her a 3-minute sermon. She said, that's all you had to do is say yes or no. And I said, no, I won't. You asked a question and I answered it. So next thing I know, she did 3 charges on me. 1, assault, burglary, and harassment off of Texas, off of phone Texas messages. And she had me indicted. I supposed to went to court April the 9th. Now, mind you, I got locked back up March the 28th because of me going too close to one of my houses. So rather than me making my 30-day trial, she created some charges where they fixed it where I couldn't make that April the 9th. And now I'm over the prison. I had to wait 120 more days before I could see a judge. I didn't know that till the prisoners was telling me what was what. But see, they knew. Her and the officer was following me while I was behind bars. Every move I made, if it was like, you know, they put you, people can do your background check, all that type of stuff. They can do your stuff. So y'all know, people knew my court date way before I knew it. But I never made a court date. Right now to this day, this is 2 years and some change. I never had a chance to talk to a judge to tell him who I am and what I do and all of that. Because every time it was for me to go to court, they came up with an excuse not to take me. I'm talking about your police department and all that. Now, guess what? Anybody in the Innocent Project you need me to talk for you? Because I can speak on that shit now. How I started with the police report. The judge ain't know whether it was true or not. And your damn prosecutor didn't know either. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I said, why in the hell y'all let me? Forgive me, because I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it to come out like that. Because the reason why I said I didn't mean for it to come out like that, the cursing words with it, right? Now, let me say this and I'm going to get back to that. The young boy, when I was over there, because, you know, they called me Unc, blah, 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 right? So one of the young guys, because I'm hurt, I'm mad, because me and this officer, we was like, we talked, we blah, 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 right? So The young guy yelled at me. He said, Unc. He said that was God's way of saving your life by bringing you over, having me put away. He was not lying. Remember what I said about how they was coming for me? They was waiting for me to make a sudden move or something out the way so they could do what they do and get it justified. And when he said it, it hit me. He was right. He was right. That was God's way of saving my life. And I'm going to tell some of you Bible-believing, thumping religious people too, if you don't understand scripture in a certain way, I was getting ready to say completely, but what God did, he took me back to Genesis. Each day I would get up around about 7, set the table up. I'm reading from Genesis to Revelation. I'm reading from Genesis to Revelation. Now, mind you, what God starts showing me, you're walking in the footsteps of some great men. The same way he told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, and watch what I say, the same way he told Moses to go tell Pharaoh and them to let my people go. They aren't your people. The reason why I say that, because God started showing me how your organized religion. You want me to say it again? How you people. So a lot of times you religious organized people where you have to pray to the west, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the ground, to the this, to the that, how you have to wear this, how you have to wear that. You are dictating people's lives and you're putting them into your category of how they need to live their lives. Now, mind you, I did not understand this. And I'm not talking about all religion. I said organize. When you want people to live according to your laws, your traditions. Damn, that sound like politics, don't it? And if you break the laws of your religion, you do what to them? Mind you, I wasn't paying no attention to none of that. So I had to understand the difference between actual religion. Because it's okay if you of a particular race and this is what this is y'all beliefs. But when they get to the point that you start dominating people and controlling people, telling them what to wear, how to wear, where to sleep at, who to go out with, come on. You're stepping across a certain line. Now, if anybody wants to come back and come in the scripture and try to pull some stuff up, please do. Because I'll share personal experience with you too. Will mess your head up. Well, see, back then it was Elijah that such and such and such. You're not Elijah. Your name is Steve Copeland. Yup. And can relate to Elijah's story. Can relate to Jeremiah's story. Jeremiah, I said Jeremiah. I can relate. So when God told Moses, go tell Pharaoh now, let my goddamn people go. They aren't your people. So another word I use when I say that a lot. God told Moses, go tell Pharaoh. Tell that Negro, I said, let my people go. And then I'm going to share this, right? Because I'm going to jump a little bit. Look at Genesis. Now, I did not understand until it was another Israelite to help me to understand that God was talking about them at that time. Because I said, so now Jesus came to redeem them back to the Father. Because now God took y'all out the promised land and y'all kept turning your back on them. Y'all kept going against them. You don't talk about that, do you? No matter what he did to improve y'all lives, right? You Israelites, you disappointed God. You disobeyed God. Y'all don't talk about that, but you'll talk about everybody else. So he had to send Christ. So Christ only came for y'all, right? This is what the guy was telling me. He only came for us. So you mean to tell me that Christ did not come to say, He said, no, just us. I said, okay. You say what the hell you want. Now, mind you, this is what I started looking for because it did hit me. He came to redeem his lost generation of people. Do I say that today? When I talk about the people that's in the inner city, God lost generation of people. So I'm talking scripture to you, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. So guess what? I'm gonna go back again. Boom, 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 boom. What was that called when Pharaoh told the midwives all the firstborn sons or all the male sons that the women would have, they was the midwife, you know, the birthing. What did he tell them to do? Take them down, right? Take them out. What's happening today to a lot of our young men? Y'all can't see? They've been set up to take each other down. It's just a different version. I mean, it's the same version, just a different time. I did not see all that at first. So when the statement come, once I was blind, but now I see. Once I was lost, but now I found. When I used to hear people say stuff like, we need to wake up. Y'all need to wake up because y'all don't really know what's going on and you don't understand what happened. To be honest with you, you could not tell me I wasn't awake. Sometimes I see stuff now and I'm like, God, why did you open me up to this? You know I'm going to come on my live and I'm going to talk about this. You know I'm going to talk about that. You know I'm going to talk about this. That's why I open your eyes, Steve. Because I know you got a big mouth. You going to go and talk about this, Steve. And then y'all will turn around because I'm sharing the truth and you will hate me. You will hate me. So when I look back at Moses, when I look back at a lot of our leaders, you know, dang, why would you say Muhammad Ali, Dr. King and all of them with the civil rights movements and stuff like that. When I look back at a lot of that, Jasmine Crockett, for a lot of y'all people that wants to try to down her. I'm not a politician and y'all will talk just as bad about me as you do her. Marilyn Mosby. Recognize the people that's for the people. That's all I'm saying. That's all. Sheila Dixon. Recognize the people that's for the people. And when you come up against your comrades, look at the ones that tend to want to create stuff. And a lot of stuff they create is their own personal business that they tend to bring into the politics. But y'all don't pay attention to that shit, do you? No. What in the world do we got to do with Marilyn Mosby going into her retirement money or going into her 401k? That's her personal shit. Even if she defrauded stuff, that was her person. She lied on the paperwork. That was her personal shit. How did they know that? Because somebody sent somebody to go find something crutball about her that they could put out there. Y'all don't pay attention to nothing. Because they know once they put it out, we so busy focusing on the negative, and we'll do the same shit. Going to our 401k, going to our retirement thing, get $20,000, $30,000 just to do what we need to do. You know what I mean? But we adding extra thousands on it. We'll get fixed what need to be fixed, which might only cost us 5,000, 10,000, but we might put 20,000 and use that other 10 to, go do some other things. Oh, y'all ain't gonna tell that. That's all Marilyn Mosby did. That was her personal. How the hell they know? Come on. So now a lot of y'all got all this money in the banks and all this type of stuff, and they using your money the way they want, the way they like, and they charging people like me to borrow money, which is your money, a dime in the leg, and you only getting a certain amount. Can't even enjoy your money. Can't even get it. Well, I hope I live long enough to enjoy my money. I started pulling my shit out. I'm telling you, I started realizing, right, that there's a good chance I might not live to enjoy my money, you know, stuff like that. I was taking my family on vacations and all that. But you have to have a good reason for why you need your own damn money. That's your money. Damn, almost sound like that commercial about that I'm trying to think of the rest of it. That's my money. What you gonna do about it? That's your money. When you got your retirement thing, your 401k, be honest with you, you can take your money and invest with your own money for yourself. You might be worth $1 million by the time you retire, but guess what? It's no guarantee you might live to see retirement. You get what I'm trying to say? I didn't understand a lot of that. You got money put somewhere that you can't even freaking enjoy it. Or they're going to penalize you when you want to borrow money from yourself. You borrowing money for yourself when that's your, why you got to borrow money from your own self and paying interest on it? Your money. You work hard for that. I ain't understand a lot of that at one point. I didn't. Now I'm not saying, you know, go bankrupt. You know, I'm not. A lot of my accounts, to be honest with you, I closed out. I did. I closed out. Once I started realizing certain things, and I know y'all might say, I wouldn't because I might want to use it. Guess what? You can close your goddamn accounts out and put that money under your mattress. Whatever interest they cost you, or you know the fees you got to pay and closing it out early. So therefore, if you want to grab you a couple of thousands or such and such and such to do something with, you can. Ain't nobody got to tell you how to do stuff with your own money. So now let me go back to this, right? I'm over the prison. I'm reading some things, and God is bringing me straight on up. So I'm starting in Genesis. I'm going up to Revelations, right? And I'm starting to see some stuff. So some of you Bible thumping, quoting people, right? God was letting me see myself. He wasn't just letting me see myself. God was letting me see that I was walking in the footsteps of some great people. And some of the stuff that I go through today with the prison and with the hell and all of that, they went through some of the same stuff. So I had to ask myself, I wondered, did they feel this way? Did they feel that way? Hallelujah. There's a big difference between preaching and teaching and actually walking in what you preach and what you teach. You're walking it. You're experiencing it. So Bible after a while start coming to life to me. That's why I tell people, don't quote scripture to me. Oh my God, I never heard nobody say that. Don't quote scripture to me. Why? Because it comes to life. And that flew just over your head, didn't it? Flew right over your head. So a lot of times when I experience certain things, y'all, right? God will take me to certain people in scripture just to help me see. Such and such went through the same thing, Steve. Stand firm. I got you, son. Now I'm talking personal with y'all, with my connection with God, not based around man. Okay? You can quote all you want. The same spirit that empowered them, which today I can say the Holy Spirit. The same spirit that encouraged them and motivated them to share their own story, the word of the Lord that came upon them. I call it the Holy Spirit. Now, some of you technical people will want to go in, will see Ephraim and this and that. And I'm like, what the heck is you talking about? Because you might be good, a lot better with, you know, a lot of certain other stuff, right? I don't even get all into this shit. I try to keep it plain and simple for me. And that's why when I share from a personal level of experience, y'all miss it completely. Because I didn't understand it at one point. But to go back, and when the young man pointed out to me that that was God's way of saving my life, because you know a lot of people that end up going to prison and stuff like that, it's a reason, it's a purpose for everything. But I wasn't looking at it like that. I seen what was starting to happen to me, and that was his best way of keeping me around. Because I'm telling y'all, when they started coming up against me, right? When they started coming up against me, and I'm talking about other human beings that happen to have a badge on, that happens to have a daggone a cape on, and I'm talking about the bulletproof vest, their cape, they happen to have that block on the side. I didn't have none of it. So why am I a threat to you? I ain't had that mess on me. You the one armed and fully equipped. You know what I mean? So why am I a threat to you? It wasn't that I was personally a threat to them. It was my mouth. So I'm going to say this again because she just popped up in my head. When you see Jasmine Crockett out there doing what she's doing, she's representing the freaking people. So when you hear somebody talk about her, she's doing what she's supposed to do. Mainly when I got the part of her, I know she's a politician. Don't get that wrong. Basically, she's a human rights advocate as well. Don't get that wrong. And not only that, the community activist part, let me know right then and there, she's a people person. So if to y'all, when I see this woman, she's a very educated, smart woman. So when people come talking about her behavior is ghetto, she doesn't know she's not. She classes all outdoors. This ghetto right here. She is classy. This is ghetto, baby. If you want to take it there. Because I'll call you a sucker in a minute. Oh my God. I will let my 9th grade education show you just how smart I am. Because I'm a very intelligent man. I'll play that role for you. Because you don't know as a human being, I'm feeling you out point blank. Mainly when you think you're better than somebody else. Mainly when I know you don't have the balls and the courage to step up and represent the people. So you rather hang around the butt kissers so you won't be one of the ones that seem like, hey, I just want better for them. And you can say it all you want. I just want better. You can say it all you want. I just want better for them. Well, come and show me. Watch how I did that. You can do this all you want. And it's not as much as this. And I'm saying it for myself. Watch my actions. My actions speak louder than any damn thing I can say out of my mouth. Watch what I do. That's the difference. Because a lot of us is real good at doing this. Whenever it's a situation that's going on, my mom will go, what we can do to kind of slow certain things down. Okay, who have a program in the community that's doing such and such and such and such, right? That we can get them to work with them. Go ask your politicians that. And I guarantee you, even if they know, they can't tell you straight out because that's not where they at. They can't do it because they're about creating laws, not your solutions. I learned that. I was asked to run. For a council member. The reason why I didn't run, y'all, because of the way I am. I was scared I might have got into a fight with somebody, right? Representing the people. I was like, And there's certain people that I was told, like Rita Church. I know your mommy saying this. I heard about Rita Church's mother. And Dr. Oh God, I love you. I can't even get your name right. But it's right there. He told me, he said, Rita Church mother said when it came to the people, said she would jump. He said she would break out to a fight quick. I said, huh? See, those the people I have the utmost respect for, mainly when you for the people. A lot of y'all will come into certain positions, and I watch y'all because of who's who and what. Y'all will start licking and kissing and biting booties and going against your own freaking people just for the sake of pleasing somebody that wants to crucify your people. I see it a lot. I see it a lot. I see it a lot. Now I can talk about Brandon Scott in Baltimore City. I remember when he was a little kid running around the Park Heights. I tell people this: Brandon Scott don't play when it comes to the kids, to the children, the youth. I say he don't play when it comes to them. But y'all got to understand, somebody always got somebody that's trying to tell them what to do and how to do it. It's always somebody higher up. You get me? And if you understand the game and you understand what's going on, some things you just got to say, okay, I get you. You know, that's why, guess what? Let me say this. I'm a community activist, right? I'm not a paid organizer. Even when I was with Communities United, the reason why I didn't jump on the payroll, because it's only certain things you can say and do because it's about pleasing the people. They will give you a script to follow. I don't follow nobody's script. That's why I didn't become a paid organizer. It's a big difference. And I wanted the money. Don't get it wrong. I would have came a director of Communities United because I know what we do when it comes to helping the people in the community. But when you get a $5 million grant, you know that money goes a certain way, right? I remember when we sat down because we had to put a team together to distribute that money back into the community. I asked my director because I haven't heard nothing about it in a while. How's everything going with that? Oh, well, nobody been checking up on it. But I guarantee you, a lot of people got paid off of it. So one day we was at the board meeting and I asked about that. There's just something a little bit different about me. Where a lot of people might see corruption, and I'm talking about members, board members. The reason why I walked away from Communities United, because it was brought to my attention that it's some stuff that's about to come down and the board members are going to be the one held bound for it. And I said, you're a damn lie, not me. Mainly when I know I ain't doing nothing behind the scene wrong. So what I did, I ended up backing up. But still, with me, if I'm not in line like that with y'all, when I do step away from certain things, I'll still come and support whatever. It's just I stepped off of the board. Mainly when I know some underhanded stuff is going on. When I'm not feeling right about certain things, I will separate myself from it. Because when anything come down the pipe, and I know I'm not one of them ones that's fattening up my pocket or doing this and that, I'm going to back up off you. And I'm not trying to go too deep, but catch what I'm saying. What was that $2 million to redo? I'm gonna say this network stuff. $2 million they gave somebody to come in and do some work on the data stuff. It ain't done yet. Turn around and find out they need to add another $1 million to it. Y'all hear what they saying about it now, right? Give somebody a $2 million check to come and do some work, and they ain't done it yet. And then you start making excuses why. 9 times out of 10, that money gone already, and the work ain't even done. Give me $2 million. Give me $2 million for my housing program. Give me $2 million for the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. Give me $2 million. And it's going to go into the program. Because I asked for the $2 million to help build up people's lives. Some people I'll be able to bring into the programs because we will put money on the side where it will pay your expenses. I would fix it where some of that money will go. Say like you coming out of the temporary program, right? I can get you into a permanent housing, but you might not be financially stable like that, right? So we get you into classes. We get you to do the necessary work. So we'll be able to pay say your rent, your monthly rent will be $1,200, $1,500. I'm just using that as examples, y'all. Okay, first month $100. I'm sorry. Second month $200. But we're working with you because now you got to be able to pay that $100, $200, $300, $400. That as the months go on, $1,200. That's the year that you in the program. Now you're able to afford it yourself. But now you're not paying it all at one time. So you working up to that level. This is how I do stuff. You're working yourself up to that level. So by the time you get ready to graduate from the program, you got the type of job, you getting the type of money, you being able to take care of your family, you being able to pay your bills. And my thing is, bye. Get out of here. But I'm proud of you. You can go now. Because you at the point you can take care of yourself. Mothers. Give me the money. They don't want to give me the money. Give me the money where I can open up 4 multi-purpose centers. Music, art, theater, dancing. I asked Brandon Scott, I said, how many recreation centers do we have now? Some years ago, it was like 60-something. March the 11th, when I seen it, he said it was about 40-something. I'm like, oh my God. So y'all wonder why our kids running around acting the way they act. They don't have nowhere to vent. And then again, I got to back up off of that too, because we have a lot of people out there like Mayo, like Damon Cooper, like Uncle T, who working with teenagers, young men, and young women. I'm watching them. I'm talking about 14, 18. He might have maybe 100. I'm just using that number as an example, right? In his program. But it's hundreds that don't know where his program is at. You got other great men out there. Like, what's my baby name? Like Cherie Rogers. I gotta go with Cherie Rogers, right? Standing strong, mentoring. She works with a lot of the youth. She feeding a lot of the people in the community. She don't get government funding. She don't get no funding. Squeaky, the Ruth Kirk Center. Squeaky doing an excellent job. Hey, Joyce, baby. He don't get funding. Y'all would think he get funding for the work that he do. He don't get funding. See, y'all don't know this, know why? Because y'all asses ain't out in the community to find out what's going on in your community. And I was going to go over, because I have to go to my folder, right? I got a list of about 30. Most of them black businesses or non-profits, stuff like that. That's in the community doing great jobs that y'all really never hear about Baltimore City. The Y on Drew Hill. Joe Gamble, retired football player, right? He head up a lot of the stuff down there. I haven't heard too much from him because he's a speaker too. So he started doing other things, building back up. People like that you don't hear about too much. But then when you hear something about Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation, Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation, that's the big mouth bald head black dude. Guess who gave me that name? The most hated man in Baltimore City. Guess who gave me that name? That title. The most controversial man in Baltimore City. Guess who gave me that title? The kidney nurse, Steve. He announced me as he had me come on the show. He announced me as the most controversial man in Baltimore City. I said, that's right, because I don't take no shit. I don't take no shit. And that's not really what it is, fam. It's just, I know the courage and the confidence, and I'm telling y'all, I might run off in my mouth, but for y'all who's afraid to step up and actually try to represent your community, your city, you want better, but you're afraid. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because I'm telling y'all, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of confidence to step out and do what people like myself do. And then you feel so unappreciated. Me and Pastor Simmons talk about this. Me and Rodney Hudson, Pastor Rodney Hudson. I see him in the community. I did not know his church is right there on the corner of Carey Street and I'm giving to say Cumberland, but I think it's Baker or Gold, somewhere like that. I did not know the wall in that church fell down. They get ready to tear it down. I did not know. Them houses on that side, that's his stuff. But he's over in the where the Northeastern Supply building was at. They gave him that building. They gave it to him. He did not pay for that. They get ready to turn that into an apartment complex. But right now he's doing his church out of there. I did not know because the building that he has with his church in is old, real old. It's like the Greystone building, you know what I mean? But it's that dark gray stuff. Well, anyway, from what I understand, a guy told me that the wall fell in. So they get ready to tear it down now and I guess redo it. Because it's old. I did not know that he's actually in that facility right now. This man meeting with other people. I'm on Pennsylvania Avenue. And a lot of y'all that live over there, where the food place was at, where the restaurant was at, they get ready to do all of that all over again. The same people that's get ready to start rehabbing and renovating those places over there is merging now with Rodney Hudson. I keep calling him Rodney, but it's Rod. See, this is what happens when you involved in a community. When you're in it. Tracy, I love you, baby girl. She's down Sandtown in Winchester. Her, not only her, what's his name? Ty. See, a lot of y'all run off at your mouth and you praising Donald Trump and don't even realize what's happening amongst our own freaking people. And that's not to knock Trump. Trump was put there to do what he's doing. So not only that, then I'm talking about Tracy. I'm sitting up here and I'm listening to Tracy. Tracy sounds just like me. But she's just the female version. I'm like, oh my God. You can hear the strong powerfulness in her. No, a lot of churches around there in Baltimore City got these places, building-wise, that they, even at school, I did not know they get ready to tear it down and rebuild it. Where the young lady, you know, where the 14-year-old was unalived at. They get ready to tear it all down and rebuild it. I did not know the church had a lease on that for $1. The church was the one that's supposed to went in there and redone that building back up. They never did. I'm sitting there listening to her talk about certain people got like $100,000 or $300,000 to start rehabbing this, to start revitalizing that, to start rebuilding, and they sitting on the money. Sitting there listening to this stuff. And I ain't talking about baby churches either. Got the money to start rebuilding back up in the black community and not doing it. Where's the money? Where's the money? And you know what's running in my head while I'm saying that? Where's the money?
Oh, he got attitude. Because they didn't pocket the money. They didn't put it into their own bank account. And he want to know where the money at. Look at him. He got attitude.
Because that's that ghetto mentality, that slave man mentality y'all carry. If the city gave you money to start rehabbing and revitalizing places, do it. Because that's the reason why they gave you the money.
Well, see, right now, they ain't really got to do it. If they don't feel like it yet, they can hold on the money and then go visit Africa, go to Mexico, go to Hawaii. And do it when they feel like it.
Oh, hell no. You better not let me know. Where they at?
Why that's empty like that? They gave you what? $500,000 to redo that building? Do the goddamn building. Oh, he a Christian man and he just cussed. I ain't perfect.
Do the damn building. They won't even give me that damn money to help my people, but they gave you $500,000 to redo this block right here or to start on this, and then you can come back and get some more money. Do the goddamn job.
Well, you could have talked to us a little better. Yeah, I could. But I choose not to. Okay?
Do the damn job. You told them you're going to do it.
Oh, my God.
That's why I'm tripping. Look, that's why I be tripping out on people. Because y'all a bunch of egg roll kissing suckers. And I can't even get nothing to help my homeless and less fortunate people. I be like, can y'all send me $1 or $2? No. They your family, they your damn nieces and nephews, they your grandkids. You don't want in your house. I got some people down there showing their asses, Blue, Cindy. They down there showing their asses down this building. You know what I said, y'all? I'm talking about grown-ass women and people. I said, I'm going to put my damn belt on, right? I'm going to tell y'all where I go. Because I ain't no damn punk. I become dad at sometimes, right? I said, I'm going to put my belt on because I got to go down this building and see who all in there, right? Because I haven't been down there in a while. I got somebody that's going to replace him for me. So I said, I got to go down to this building, right? I'm going to put on my damn belt. Cassandra, I'm coming for your ass. I'm letting you know right now, Cassandra. Because me and Cassandra stay into it. And she told me, she told me one day, she said, you remind me of my mother. Why I gotta remind you of your damn mother? Why couldn't you say your father? Because I love her, right? I would say, see, this is my biggest problem. I'm helping women and women with children. So a lot of them around my daughter's ages, right? So I want the best for them. I said, I'm gonna put my damn belt on, even though I might not need it, right? And when I go down there and she start running off of the mouth, I'm gonna pull my damn belt off. It's a grown ass woman. I'm gonna say, keep running off with your mouth. I'm gonna whoop your damn ass. Why you down here showing off? I heard you were doing this, you were doing this. I'm gonna tell you right now, she ain't gonna do nothing but bust out laughing. Talking about, Mr. D, you a trip. I know I am. Because I want the best for them, y'all, and y'all miss it. You will miss it. But now, that's why for me, I have to back up off of certain things that I do. I have to put women in between me to help the women because I know how I am as a man. I am a caretaker, and I have to back up. And I'm gonna tell you the way I would treat a woman, right? I would treat you basically look family. I gotta go there. I don't want you to get mixed up to think, because you grown. So watch where I'm going. I'm trying to stutter. I'm trying to watch stutter. When women come into my housing program, Cindy, I have to let them know I'm here to help you. You get me, Cindy? Not do you. They can look good as shit. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be like, God, but then I gotta back up. I'm here to help you, not do you. So, let me tell y'all this. If you ever hear a woman say that Steve Copeland did this, Steve Copeland did that, no, he didn't. Know why? Because I had women that mainly, if I'm dealing with a woman, it's a woman right there with me. It's either one or two. Because I said when I came back this time, I was not dealing with women by myself because I never want nobody to try to accuse me of doing nothing to them. Do y'all know how many times, Cindy, I had women that I call myself working with business-wise. I knew they wanted me. I don't mix business and pleasure. And do y'all know they end up taking me to court? Trying to act like I, stepped across a certain line. I had one lady, right? And I was sharing this the other day. Now, I'm 63. She, at the time, I'm 63 now. She's in her 50s too. She close near my age. Um, my first wife was 5 years younger than me. So I really just don't. I'm not saying they not out there. Don't get it wrong. But I don't really date women my age. I don't. Then I have this weight thing, right? Weight with women. Now I have to watch that because I said it yesterday. And every time I talk about me, other people get offended when I share my truth. That's my shit. Don't get mad when I talk about me. Okay? Because I can only tell you what I desire. So don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Well, anyway, I had a person who accused me of stalking them. And we went to court. We was doing business together, but the reason why I'm saying this, right, she told the judge, Your Honor, he said he don't date women his age. And he don't date women 600 pounds. I did not say 600 pounds. She lied on me point blank. Then she said I was stalking her. The judge told her this. She said, Miss, now mind you what she told the judge. See, most times you got a stalker, they find you attractive. But she's telling the judge what I told her that I don't like doing, but you trying to make the judge think that I was stalking you. The judge told her, she said, Miss, you're not proving your case. Then I sat there because I knew it was a lie. So the judge was like, it wasn't taking it no further, right? She basically was throwing it out. She said, Mr. Copeland, you got something you want to say? I wanted to tell the judge so bad. I never told her I don't date women 600 pounds. I never said that was her shit. But look, the judge asked me, and I said, Your Honor, to be honest with you, let me show you this, and I want you women to understand. Try me again. Number one, I don't mix business and pleasure. If we doing business, that's all it is. And this is what I told the judge, Cindy. I said, Your Honor, I don't even know her. I knew of her because of the business. Watch what you say. That young girl, they call herself taking me down to court, talking about I was trying to fight on her and her boyfriend, her abusive husband, and that. I sat there in the chair. She did not prove whatever. The judge said, Mr. Copeland, because she didn't prove her case. Do you got something you want to say? Your Honor, I don't even know her because she reached out to the housing program for help. That's the only way I met her, because I only seen her twice. The first time she came for the intake, when she came to bring the money, that was the same day, and I was waiting for her to come back to move in. But you was trying to escape from an abusive marriage. And I told you, yes, I will help you. So why would I want to hurt you when you're running from one? So I ain't had to say nothing. Because the courtroom we was in was basically for people that's in domestic cases, in domestic relationships. Why am I sitting here? I don't know you like that. So the only reason why I'm saying this, because when you feel like you want to sit up there, I'm going to go downtown and do this and do that. Make sure your paperwork is in order. Make sure everything is lined up. Okay? Because I took my 2 ladies with me. I have 4 ladies that work with ladies to let the judge know, too, if it came down to it, Your Honor, I don't sit and talk with no woman by myself. And guess what? Y'all will never pay attention why they sitting right there. Because I'm waiting for you to go tell a lie. And see, my thing is, I got to go through the process for something I didn't do. And then I'm going to share this with y'all. Just because I know, and the people that's with me know, that I didn't do nothing. The judge don't know. The prosecutor don't know. But they already waiting to sock it to your butt. So I'm glad that the judges, I can't think of that word, but they not point blank. Well, Mr. Copeland, you this, you that, you this, and I sit back and tell her too. Oh no, he's not. You ain't gonna call me something I know I'm not. And then again too, I'll tell you about Steve. So if I sit here and tell you I started doing this at a certain age and I started doing it at a certain age, and then the prosecutor might want to sit back and say, yeah, Your Honor, in 1904, Mr. Copeland did this and that. Damn, I talk about that all the time, but it's not 1904. That was 1992. But because they will take your pass. They will take your pass and want to beat you up in your presence. I'm like, no, the freak you won't. That's mine. I own that. Whatever mistakes I made in my life, prosecutor, lawyer, whatever, they are mine. I own it. Now ask me, do I still live like that today? Come on. Because I'll eat you up. I use that to help people turn their lives around and be a better person. Mr. Copeland, you ain't got to talk like that in my court. I know that's why I'm going to shut my mouth. That's the only reason why in court I don't do what I do. Like, I might act goofy and crazy and loud and obnoxious in front of y'all. My past is my past. I own that. You cannot. I don't give a freak who you. Remember when you used to this and that? Oh, you remember that? I might have forgot all about it. But you want to remind me of what I did when I was 6 months. Huh? I didn't even know. Because you got people live your stuff more than you. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, whatever mistakes you made in your life, and you learn from it, and you use that knowledge and that wisdom and that experience to encourage and motivate and empower others, I refuse to allow you to do that to me. Because I will eat your ass up. When you try to take my past and make me seem like I'm the worst person that ever lived on this earth, I will eat your ass up. And I'm saying that to be smart. Lawyers, doctors, prosecutors, I will eat you up because guess what? It's mine. I own it. And I learned to be a better person as a result of it to this day. So you still want to make me out to be some type of loser? How dare you? Then you gonna sit back and judge me? Huh? I will make you feel bad about my own stuff. Let me. I'm telling y'all. See, look. I had to learn that. What's mine is mine. What's mine is mine. I slept with a lot of women in my life. And both of my marriages. I don't want my son to be nothing like I was. So I had to teach him the opposite. So you gonna tell me, look, I know what it's like to make those mistakes. I've learned from the mistakes today. I am a better person today than what I was. So now when I see other people in certain areas stuck, listen to what I just said. You might be stuck. I can share with you the process that I used to walk up out of that and stay out of it a day at a time. So if I tell you I'm a retired whoremonger, I remember I used to go around sleeping with any and everybody. So I can talk about myself like that. When I tell you that I'm a retired sugar daddy, I can tell you how I used to take the 21-year-olds to what's that, Forever 21, and then they over there shopping for stuff, and they looking gorgeous and sexy, and I spot another whoremonger just like me, and he over there leaning on the clothes, and what we do with each other? Cause we know the game. We know the game. Next man, am I doing that today? Nope. Come on. I can just about look another married man, and I was gonna say his play to it. Basically, it's what the hell is some of us. I will wind you down, dine you. I'm listening to these people talking the other day, right? And I'm gonna tell you this. I heard somebody say, if you chase after me and you do this and that, I'm gonna run. No, I like to hunt. I like to chase. Because if I find you attractive, I'm going to do what I have to do to get you. I want you to play hard to get. If you make it real easy for me and I get you, I ain't going to have no respect for you after that. Because you'll make me think this is what you do with everybody. So if you play hard to get, I'm like, hey, I might have to buy you 2 dozen of roses rather than 1. I can't take you to any restaurant in Baltimore City. So I'll take you to College Park. I'll take you to Greenbelt. I'll take you further out to these conservative spots. Columbia, Maryland, it's not cheap. When I know you used to going to restaurants in Baltimore City, I will take you into a different atmosphere. I drove tractor trailers, family, so I know where parks at with waterfalls. Gorgeous stuff. I'm like, ooh. So I was listening to some people talk the other day, and what they did make it clear to me. They did make it clear to me because I'm 63 now. Time has changed. Where you put 100% into something now, and they only give you 50-50. I'm like, huh? What the hell is that? I'm a good-looking man. I'm a well-dressed man. I'm 63 years old. I know I don't look my damn age. I know I don't. I know I don't. Sometimes I tell myself I'm 36. Then my body will say, Steve, keep playing. You ain't young. You ain't young like you used to be. I be telling my body, like, you ain't lying. Because my mind will say one thing. I want to go buy some Beijing. Get that brown, thick beard type look. But I be looking at myself and I'm like, nah, man, you ain't got to do that. You handsome as shit. You can get your teeth, though. Because you going to be handsomer. You already a good looking man, but you gonna be handsome. Y'all ain't gotta tell me that. I already know. And I was sitting here thinking earlier, Cindy, right? Most of the clothes I done went from Smokey Joe's, back in the day stuff. Right now I'm trying to watch the word because I don't want to say skinny, slim fit stuff. I like that slim fit, I love it. I ain't wearing no goddamn pants. Oh, look, my belly button is right here. And then my goddamn pants is all the way up to here, my belt buckle. Oh, hell no. Not me. Some guys like that. I'm not wearing my belt buckle, my pants. If I got dress pants with a belt and all that type of stuff, my navel right here is going to be right here. It's not going to be up here. And some of you women might find men attractive with their pants all the way up here. Not me. I'm talking about me. You see this right here? My chest always been big since I was little. But guess what I've been doing lately? Because I'm a handsome man. I'm a handsome man. Ooh. I got my boot on. I got my weight resistant boot on. So look. I'm a handsome man and my body hurting. My body hurting. I'm a handsome man. So why wait till I get 63, right? I'm a handsome man. I wear extra large shirts now and blazers and stuff like that. I probably could get a large, but then this is gonna show. It's gonna show more I don't like it. So I'm a handsome man. So you know what I did? I'm gonna be handsome. I'm like, wait till you get 63 years old, and then I only want to tighten up. That's all. I ain't trying to get no damn 6-pack, no 8-pack, no 12-pack. I can tell y'all right now, right? I don't have it now, but I had 6-pack. I had a 6-pack. It was 3 rows here, 3 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the 6-pack. Now I think I got 1 row on each side. Cause as I begin to lose weight, I ain't have all them extra rows no more. But look, I just want to tone up. That's all. I done came from like 300 pounds. They tried to tell me because of the number wise, right? They didn't give me the correct number. I'm about 200 pounds. They're going to try to tell me 210. I'm like, the devil is a liar. Because when I stepped on the scale, it did like it did like 95 or something like that percent, but then they had to double it, right? So I already know I'm like 200 pounds. And my 34s will tell me that. With room in them. I come from a size 46 pants, waist-wise. My blazers, to show you how big I used to be, I was 5X blazers. I'm an extra large blazer. Because every time I would buy a suit, I would have to get it tailored. So I was wasting a lot of money. So I just started buying blazers and dress pants. Right? So now the style that I like, because I love colorful socks. And then my shoes, and then guess what? A lot of men, I'm telling y'all this. If you're the type of man that love dressing a certain way, I love the 2-inch cuffs at one time. Oh, what is he talking about? 34 limbs, 2-inch cuffs. Y'all get me? Some of y'all didn't know how to dress, know what I'm talking about. Smokey Joe's, wide-legged pants. as I begin to get older and I'm starting to look at this new style of wearing stuff. And the best way I can put it, for a lot of y'all that might not understand, I started watching the Italian boys, how they dress with the slim fit outfits, nice shoes, stuff like that. And I started marking it lifestyle. For me, dress style. So I know. We know that. I just look too damn good. I'm too damn handsome. I'm thinking about my niece. My niece just came up. My niece is my twin. Beautiful. And I told her, cause look, she was taking a picture, right? And I said, if that ain't a damn Copeland, I have some beautiful, classy nieces. And the guys too now, don't get it wrong. My nephews and stuff, but my nieces, they are the strong women. And they remind me of my mother. So when I look at her mother, my niece's mother, and I look at how my niece raises her daughters, they are some powerful, independent women. Even my sister's daughters that I raised, they are some strong, powerful, independent women. It reminds me so much of my mother. Because my mother, but look, my nieces are beautiful, I'm telling y'all. Now, I'm looking at my niece, because she got a little black dress on looking. Now, she made a statement out of her mouth about, it sound like me, right? Mainly when I hook up. She sound like me. And if I'm like, if this not a daggone Copeland, right? Because it's just something about us. And when I say that, I'm talking about a class act. You know what I mean? But now I'm gonna tell you this too. Don't get us wrong. Because I'm gonna tell you, my nieces don't play. They will come at you with the high heels on. But they are class act. And that's what I love about them. They not out here doing a lot of the stuff that we did, as far as the smugging and all of that coming up. You know, the abusing stuff. That's why I have to watch what I say, because I'm on TikTok. So I'm so proud of you, baby girl. And she just came through. I don't know if she's still there. And then my other niece, right? She create wigs and stuff like that. So she's a cosmetologist, but she basically does wigs and braids or whatever. And look, I got a niece that's in the Air Force, y'all. I have two nieces that works at the airport. One was a airline stewardess. The other one, I don't know if she's an airline stewardess or not. But I'm just telling y'all from where we came from, and to look at a lot of my nieces and my nephews. Now I got two. I don't know if they still like showing their butts or what, but I got two nephews that actually trying to test the waters. But I understand that sometimes people got to go through what they got to go through to realize that's not, the way they want to go. So what Uncle Steve did, let them know that I used to do this, I used to do that. You kind of give them that warning. You give them heads up, but you understand that they have to go through what they got to go through. And I pray that they will live long enough that to see their wrongs, like I did, like I was able to do. Now, for a lot of y'all people that likes to judge me, I was the first one of my mother's children that got clean. I've been clean for a little over 32 years. To me, when I got clean, I seen that mold break. I watched my oldest brother come in after me. I watched my youngest brother come in after me. And it was like that curse, that generational curse thing I'm trying to say. I seen it break. So now when I look down from my nieces and my nephews and my children, my own children, it was like that cycle was broken. Because they don't live the life that we did. And they live a more conservative and productive lifestyle. That's why I don't worry about my family the way I might do and wanting to help y'all family members. My 24-year-old said something to me about, like, she got a boyfriend, she living her own life, she doing this, she doing that, all of them. I'm not in a relationship. So doing what I do is just pleasure for me. But in her mindset, I show y'all more attention than I show them. I'm like, girl, you better go with that one. Because y'all doing real good as far as living your life. And when she made a statement somewhat out of her mouth like that, I was like, no, you didn't. And I said, you are studying to become a lawyer. I said, do you realize that's what your father do as a community activist or human rights advocate, stuff like that? I said, I am just a mouthpiece for the people. I said, you get ready to get paid to do what your daddy do. I fight for people constitutional rights, equal rights, civil rights, stuff like liberty, stuff like that. I said, do you realize what lawyers does? You just pick which field you're going to go into. So we are considered, for a lot of y'all that don't know what community activists does or human rights advocates does, some human rights and some community activists do get paid. But we're like the mouthpiece for the people. We're considered as the lawyers for the voiceless, stuff, stuff like that. But now, to go back to this again, now look at that. Now, remember when I first got this, I couldn't do that. I was just starting out. And not only that, so I'm learning to use it, hold it, use it. If it's no more than like 5 or 10 times, I try to do 10, then another set of 10, right? Repetitiously. And I might do this, say I'll give it 10, right? Then I'll do this. Or I can take it back here. But you see, I'm working my upper body. Then if I want, I can put it on my leg. I got to watch this one over here. And I'll press it down. So this what I do sitting in the house, and I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with it. Because the only thing I'm trying to do is just tighten this up, like slim down. You get me? Like the flab, like my arm. See my arm? Because I had lost a lot of weight. So the thing is, I'm just trying to tighten up. You get me? The flab. That's all. And not only that, because of the way I have to walk up and down the steps, this was one of the reasons why I wanted to come and basically work on this part, because I have to use this side like this. And I want this to be strong because I ended up putting my non-weight bearing boot on so that, and then I'm playing with the crutches so that I can walk with the crutches where I can feel as normal as possible when it comes to walking around, moving around without putting a lot of weight on my right leg, because they don't want me to put weight on it. So the non-bearing boot is what it told me. It told me this is what the non-weight boot is for, not to put the pressure on my callus. They wasn't showing me this over at the place. They wanted me to use walkers. They wanted me to use the wheelchair. They were showing me everything else that made me feel helpless and hopeless. And I said, I'm not feeling this. Now, mind you, I'm practicing it, but I'm like, that's not me. So now, the reason why I'm doing this more, because if I decide to come up the step with my left crutch, right? I'm coming up the steps with the crutch. So I have to boost myself up. But this arm right here is on the banister. So basically, I have to strengthen this so as I step. Because if not, I'm going to do like this with my right arm. I'm going to lean over on the banister to lift myself up. If not, this is what I do too. I'm going to sit down on the steps, Cindy. I'm going to bump down the steps. If I have to, I'm going to bump up the steps. They call it bump. So I'll sit on the step and I go up like this. I'm coming straight up the step. So whatever tray I had, if I got my walker, I got my walker right in my hand. So I'm taking my walker. See, they wasn't teaching me this in there. My walker is right here, right where I'm at, like I'm sitting in the chair. So I got my walker here and I'm booping up the steps. So I'll take my walker and I'll come up with it. Then I'm booping up the steps. Then I'll take my walker and come up again. So I'm bumping up the steps to keep the weight off of my right foot. So by the time I get up the step, man, I got to take the banister right and then pull myself up. That was with the walker. Because I was trying to come up the step at first with the crutch. But once again, it was like I didn't have the strength in this arm to kind of balance me out. So now what I do to practice, you know how somebody might have a cast on their legs. So they use both crutches to move around. So I'm taking the both crutches to move around. You know they would not teach me how to do that with the crutches. So now I had to come in here and do it myself. If I had to take baby steps with it, you get it? And guess what I had to do? For you therapists and stuff, I'm not trying, when I say that, I'm being sarcastic. I'm trying to be smart. I looked it up on YouTube. I put it in for older people. For elderlies. How to actually properly walk with the crutch. According to my age group, because I'm not young, I'm not strong like that. So I had to, for me. That's all I wanted y'all to do. Was show me how to do certain things. I'm not 70, I'm not 80, I'm not 90. I had to get a commode. I had to order a commode to put beside my bed. Not being smart, I got my walker here. I am going to go into the bathroom. I am not going to poop in the commode, then call Little Steve or Sienna and say, I need y'all to come and dump this, and it's 2-3 days later. No. So what I did, I took the bottom of the commode seat out. I was going to order me a shower chair. So guess where the commode is at? In the shower. So now I don't have to order a shower chair. I just removed the bucket. So if I go in there to go look, because the thing come down like this, right? They wanted me to order a shower chair where I can go in there, sit on the chair, slide over, and then shower down. I wasn't trying to be smart because the way my leg wrapped, I told her, I said, I'm not going to take a shower because I don't want the water to go down, you know, like go down the leg into that. I said, no, I will run water in the tub. I will get in the tub like I'm taking a bubble bath, and I will hang my feet out of the tub to get in. Because a lot of us don't take baths no more. We take showers, you know. So I'm telling you where my mind is at. Why every time I was saying certain things, I would do the substitute stuff, that made me feel like I was wrong. I said, okay, I'm going to stop talking to y'all. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to go get no damn plastic bag and because I got to get a plastic bag, wrap my leg up, and then go take a shower. I said, no, I'll wash up at the sink. I will sit on the toilet. I'm telling y'all everything I was telling them. This is the thing that tripped me out. I'm sitting on the toilet, right? The sink right here. So I'm going to take it and wash up everything. You know what I mean? If I got to stand up to wash the little brown, I'm going to do it. My feet, I'm going to do it sitting on the toilet. Or I'm going to stand up. Every time I would tell them, I hear what they're saying. I hear what you're saying. But now I'm home, and I know the way you teaching me here, I'm going to implement it, but I know exactly how I'm going to do it home because I normally do it anyway. I will wash up at the sink if I want to. But now, if I don't want to take a shower, I'm going to wash up. Because, you know, you're going to wash up and feel comfortable just like if you took a shower. That's the whole point of washing up or taking a shower. You want everything to be nice and fresh and clean. You get me? And I know me. But anyway, everything I was telling them, they made me feel like I was wrong. That's why I got to the point, and I'm not trying to be smart. I said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop saying stuff to them. So whatever they were saying to me, it was basically, all right, Steve, just do what they say. You know, if they're making you feel like you're this helpless, hopeless, crippled man, you're not. But listen. I have why I keep saying Suburban? I must want another Suburban. I have an Armada truck. I have a truck. I don't have a little car. I have a truck. So I steps into my truck. The car, normally, I gotta come in like this, you know, sit down in the chair, twist around. They got me walking over to the car with the walk and everything. Same way I would get in. Naturally, it's a car. It's a lot smaller than what anything small. I can't get in like most people. If you're short, you can just put your leg in, roll in like that. No, I had to sit down on the seat from the outside, then twist. I think I got an A for that one. Because I'm used to doing it anyway. And every time I get into a small car, I think about that big girl, right? I can fit in this car. I can fit in this car. And they'll bust out laughing because if I have to call a lift, I'll be like, look, I can fit in this car. What you mean I can't get in? I can fit in this car. I'm 6'1", so I'm tall. You know, I got to maneuver, you know. So either way, but my thing is, don't make me feel like a certain way. You know, don't do it. And like I'm helpless and hopeless. I need somebody to come in, cook dinner, breakfast, lunch, and all that type of stuff. Once I go downstairs, you want me to sit downstairs all day long. I said, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I'm telling y'all now. I said, I'll go in the living room, and I might sit in the living room 5-10 minutes at the most, maybe a little bit longer. It all depends on what I'm doing, where I'm at, how I feel. But I said, other than that, no. I'm going to go down there in the morning and sit in the living room all day long. Tell somebody come and help me come back up the steps. I'm like to myself, y'all crazy in your damn head. If I gotta crawl on that damn floor and go upstairs, I'm going upstairs. If I gotta crawl up to the top of these damn steps, crawl over to the bed and get in the bed because y'all don't want me putting no weight on my leg. And then my boot told me that's why the boot was there. This is a non-wearing boot. I mean, when I say non-wearing, weight-wise, where it takes the weight. And it explained to me everything and why. It keeps all the weight is back here. Then on top of that, yesterday, I'm changing my own stuff now. Because I got to set up the home thing. So I'm kind of wondering, do I want to do that? Because I don't need nobody coming in here once again trying to make me feel like I'm crippled. No. I dress my stuff the same way they did in there. I'm damn good at what I do. This is not my first time. So I got 3 wraps on here. Yesterday, what I did, I took the wrapping off because I have to change it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Right? I looked at my feet to make sure that that little with the operation that they did. I'm looking at that they put a skin graft over it, right? And it's healing. It's healing together. Just look like it's just coming together, just like this. It's not a hole, but it's filling in real well. And I'm like, I like that. So I had to get my saline water and all of that and dip it, as far as clean around it, then dry it, you know what I mean? And then I put my ointment on there and I turned around and I did what they told me to do. So on top of that, not being smart, I started cleaning the rest of my leg off and my feet and all of that, further in the back part. And I realized it was looking a little dry. And see, I don't know, but I know for me, I don't like dry feet. So I started washing my feet, but staying away from the part that had the operation on, right? So I'm doing the back part of the feet, and I was going to put some cocoa butter lotion on my feet, the back part that's drying out. So I used the Vaseline. Now, if anybody feel like I was wrong, you can always message me because my feet was drying and I did the back part. The back part, I'm not talking about the top. I'm not talking about the top. I'm staying away from that part. So I'm cleaning the back part. And I put Vaseline on my leg to come up my leg because I was going to use cocoa butter because I like cocoa butter. I don't know about y'all, but I like the smell good. So rather than it looking dry and cracky, I had to, it look a lot better now. But stay away from that because you don't want it to, get affected. So anyway, I put the ointment on there, the little thing that they gave me to put there, which is a gel like. I put it on the front and I started wrapping it back up. But I wrapped it up to the point, right? I'm like, 1, 2. That's just the front of the feet. Then I go 3. Then that looked good. So I started to lay there, working my way to the back. So I used one of the white cord things to go around. I got that. So I grabbed another one. See, I got all my stuff laid out. So I grabbed another one so I can come up the leg. Good. How many did I use? Did I use 2? Okay. So I can come up the leg, right? Because I have it almost near my knee. So I have to cover it up. And in my mind, I'm like, what the hell I need this therapist for? And I'm doing my own damn work, right? So I'm coming up, right? Got that rat right. So now I'm taking the other little white cushiony part, right, that they just put on there. The I don't know what it's for, but they just put it on there. So now I'm a perfectionist, right? So as I put the white foam on top of the wrap stuff, right, to make it soft there, something hit me and said, get some tape and put so it won't fall on you because I'm doing it by myself. So I wish I could show it to y'all. I can if I go over there and grab it out the closet. But actually, it's just some foam that goes around. So what I did, I put a piece of tape here across there to lock it in. And then as I slid down, I put another piece of tape there. I said, ooh, I like that shit right there, right? I like that. I'm a perfectionist. I don't know about anybody else. So now, as I begin to go down towards my back feet, I noticed, that what this part of it, they wanted to be really, really foamed. So I made sure I put that around it right, but I put some tape over it so it won't fall. Bloop, bloop, to lock it in. And then I came up a little bit further, bloop, bloop, lock it in. So I had to come up the leg with it, bloop, 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 because I got this boot-like thing that's cushiony, right? I mean, it's like a casket. It's like a, because if you see my leg, right, you would think it's like a casket. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about in case you're missing it. See right here? See? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? So, okay. Let me show y'all over here too. Cause see, I can be an asshole. Real quick. I can be an asshole. That's just who I am. I'm a perfectionist asshole.
I can be an asshole, right? So anyway, I had to make sure it was done right. So once I put it up halfway near the knee part for where they wanted it, now I got my L boot. It's like a casket. I said it wrong. I said casket. It's not a casket. I didn't mean casket. I apologize to some of you ghetto people that don't understand that I'm trying to be proper and really conservative and make sure it's done right. So anyway, it's like a boot thing because it's covered the front of my feet, and then it goes back there. It's like a well, I keep saying boot, not a boot, but what is that? Like if you putting on a you know how they like somebody broke their bones, so it's actually a like I can't even get it out right. But anyway, it comes up the back of the leg with the Achilles set and all that type of stuff. So because the damn doctor, right? Because I didn't understand, but the damn doctor was telling me that my feet don't move around like this, right? So they had to go and fix the Achilles, right, so that my feet can move and do what they want to do and have fun and all that type of stuff. So I mean, now I had to read it up. I had to do the research on why she put them damn 3 stitches in the back of my damn leg. So what she did, she loosened up the Achilles, so my feet can do this. I won't have a lot of pressure on my feet. Because she said, most diabetics, right? This is what the hell I was reading up on too, right? Because I had to read it up. See, when your feet, when you get a callus under your feet and your feet is just rubbing like this, it will cause that callus to blister and open up. I didn't know. I started doing research on it. Because the people that's in the medical field wasn't really trying to explain a lot of stuff to me. So now it's coming together because I came home and having a ninth grade education, because I came out in the 10th, and the ninth grade was the last that I completed, right? Because see, I didn't know that till my ex-wife told me, because she broke bad with me one day and said, that's why you got a ninth grade education. She almost got her ass whooped because, see, I came out in the 10th grade and you couldn't tell me shit. But when she said that, we about to fight. You know, girl, I'm smart. But anyway, I will research my ass off to find out what to do. So I did. So now I am an on-site medical doctor, right? You just show me what to do, and I'll take it from there. I'm not an operational type that know how to do that surgery stuff, but I know how to cover up what need to be covered up after that, because I pay a lot of attention. So anyway, as I was saying, before I lose track. So I'm wrapping my leg up towards the knee. So I got my ankle brace. I got my, what is this stuff that you put around and then you wrap it? So once again, I got my little boot thing on, right? It's like a cast. That's what I was trying. I keep saying casket. It's not a casket. It's a cast. Like if somebody broke their damn feet or something or messed up, so they put that cast around it. This is like a cast. It's like a U-boat. So anyway, I had to wrap that. So I did like this. I got my piece, make sure it's up so that I can go voomp around it. Then I go voomp again, and then I start voomping up. So I come to the back, at the back of my feet. And once again, I got to make sure that's done extra right because you want to protect that back heely part. Yeah, you want to protect that. So I got the heely part right. So I use another ace bandage to start back up again. So I go back to the heely part, and I'm coming up some. So I run out. So I'm using a third one. They know how to use 2, but I had to use 3 because I'm working my way all the way up towards the knee. And the lady told me, she said, if you have to use extra, just use extra. I was like, thank you, because I didn't know. I seen them do 2, but I didn't know I could use like 5 or 10 if I have to just to get up there. As long as it's done right? So I worked my way up, and I'm looking at my feet, and I'm like, God dang, boy, you're doing a great job, bro. You're doing a great job. But the whole point of putting this foam in between it so that my leg won't rub up against this cast thing. Wow. I didn't know. But now I know. That sounds like some gay shit, don't it? I didn't know. But now I know. And I'm not trying to be gay, I'm trying to be proper. Because I didn't know. So, I'm going to tell y'all now. Because of my damn ego and my damn pride. The hell I need a rehab therapist to come in? Like, no, you better call them people schedule for them to come in. Take care of your damn feet and stop playing around, sucker. I might call them. Now I'm going to call them Monday. So they can schedule to come out and do what they need to do. So I ordered me for my walker. Because I'm telling you, I'm trying to do everything they tell me to do, y'all. Don't y'all ever think Steve Copeland don't like following direction. So I got my shopping cart, right? With the 4 wheels to it that you fold up and you lay out. That's what I was, pushing around. Then I got my walker, right? I got my walker. So I ordered a tray for the walker. I'm trying to sit up here and figure out about putting the tray up, right? And the tray has a side to it. Because I'm crippled and that's their shit. It ain't me. So I got my coffee cup, my coffee mug about that long. So I got my tray that I put on top of my walker, right? So now the only problem I had with that, I can't put my hands down, like I used to, because I had to order a tray just in case I gotta, move around with my plate on it and then my drink on it, and it's nice. So what I did, I hooked it up on the walker. And I took the walker downstairs today and put it in the dining room. So when the therapist come, I'll go ahead and get into that fake phony mode and I'll use the walker. Steve, you stupid. I'll use the walker that I propped up in the dining room. Then I took my food cart, right, that you walk to the store with a laundry cart because I had to wash some clothes too. Right? So I was able to pull that and come up the steps. Don't y'all tell them that. Because I'm dragging like this. But I'm doing that. And I'm dragging. So I'm upstairs. I'm like, y'all ain't gonna call me crippled because I don't know about y'all. Even though I can't get on my one damn leg, I'm still good. You ain't gonna sit up and make me think I'm helpless and hopeless. If I gotta call a lift for them to come to my house and help me get upstairs, I will. Because that's all you gotta do is put the address in to where you want them to come and get you, right? And then put the address in to when they come and get you, how you want them to help you. And that's an extra $15 just for them to do that. Okay. So I had to go put some ice in this so I can have my water beside me. Then I had to put a couple of, can't be without my Diet Pepsis in my pocket, right? So I can carry them with me. Just because, okay, I can't put no weight on this. Actually, they don't want me to walk on it. Real simple. They don't want me to walk on it because it needs to heal. I got all that. That's why I got to hop. The boot, like I said, the way it is, the heel part is in the back, the way it is. So my feet is up in the front because I'm not on that callus. That's the non-weight bearing part. It's not to put weight on the callus. Right? I'm just having fun, y'all. I'm just having fun, trying to enjoy myself. So, I did get up. I have a big problem, and I tried to explain it to the doctor as well. Because I take Trulicity to help me lose weight, what I was trying to explain to them, I don't do breakfast.
and I don't do lunch. I just do dinner, which is not good being a diabetic. But because of the Trulicity, that's why I was able to start losing the weight, because it cured my appetite. I don't eat as much. But this morning I did go downstairs, and the same way they did when I was in the hospital, I would get pancakes. I got 2 pancakes and the sausage and the egg. So now they normally bring it in at 7 o'clock at the hospital. So I went down at about 7:30 and I did a breakfast. The next time to eat was like 12 o'clock, because that's how they fed me in the hospital. Then around about 5, which is after now, that's dinner. It's normally dinner. Now, this is where I'm at, because I did go downstairs and I do have like bologna. So I did make a bologna sandwich. That was a little bit earlier towards lunch, right? So now you see what I'm saying? It's almost dinner time. So what I'm trying to do, because I'm looking at my numbers being a diabetic. Somebody need to hear this. But I'm looking at my numbers being a diabetic, right? And my goal is to keep my numbers under, hallelujah, like 200. So when I got up this morning, I think it was around about 110, which I'm okay with that. That was excellent. That was excellent. So I made me some coffee, right? And I have creamer. So the creamer that I have must not be sugar-free. And the reason why I said that, because even though I end up drinking my coffee with the creamer, my damn sugar shot up to about 280 something. I'm like, ah! So I had to go and take my fast-acting shot to bring it back down. I'm like, what the hell did I do? Right? But that's just trying to regulate stuff. So I'm like, maybe you can't use that type of cream, Steve. You know, did you? Because I sent little Steve to get the cream, right? And I don't think it was sugar-free cream, right? But I tell y'all this much, it's flavored. But anyway, I had to watch it, because now I know the good part. Now I have my insulin, so when it runs a certain way, I know what I got to do to bring that number down, right? So, but I'm looking at how they was doing it at the hospital. Let me see something now. What? Black woman jumps in quick. Oh no! Don't tell me this is Ooh, somebody white called somebody black a monkey. They down there. They down there somewhere. I'm gonna tell y'all better stop coming for me, because I'm getting ready to come over there and jump on y'all about Trump. And it's some people, right? I just grabbed my phone because I wanted trying to look at my numbers. Oh, now see, it's time for me to go and once again take my fast acting. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. It's $2.99. And you know why it's like that? Because of what I eat. Now, to be honest with y'all, if my numbers keep running like this, now I have my insulin. I didn't have my insulin at first. So this is what gets me, because I try to watch mainly what I put in. So now what I would have to do for me, when I was in the hospital, what I have here too is chicken and fish. So what I do with that, I bake, or let me say boil. I'll boil my chicken. What they was doing there, what was they, grilling it or something like that? Oh, the chicken was nice. It was the seasoned stuff. So basically, that's all I'm saying. I would have to go back to that measurable amount because I'm looking at how they was feeding me. So I do want to get into the habit of during the breakfast, around about 7 or 8. If I eat breakfast about say 8 o'clock, because I'm looking at me getting up. I'm not a real early person. And then maybe lunch about 1 rather than 12. So I'm adding an extra hour to it. Rather than 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm gonna say for the dinner like they was doing in the oh shooky. You know why my number that high? It wasn't the food. It was the snack bar. It was the snack bar. I had grabbed the snack bar. That's what it was. That's why my number high. I just thought about it. It just popped in my head because I was looking at the food at first, but then because I did make a sandwich, but what I do just in case my sugar drop, you know them little like fruit bars and stuff like that we tend to get. I had a snack bar, right? I'll buy a box of them. It's like 6 of them in there, I think 6 or 8 of them. The little bars, and I'll buy that just in case my sugar might drop. I can grab one to bring it back up, and that's what happened. I ate one and it went up, but I did take some my fast acting stuff. So actually, it'll start doing like this. It'll send it up and it'll bring it down. I just realized now it clicked on it. It just clicked me why it's that high. So give it another. I'm gonna say hour or so. It'll be down under 200. It's just how fast that fast acting insulin will kick in, like the Humalog. And that's what I realized, like in our case, for some of us, when you do eat certain things, mainly breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because each time I eat, I'm supposed to take the fast acting because it's going to take it up anyway. But it's the fast acting that will bring it back down to normal. And the reason why I'm sharing all of this as a diabetic, it takes me a lot longer to heal compared to some. So that's why it's important to, when you take in your medications, or in our case, making sure you level your stuff out. And that's the reason why my callus, when it did open up, right, I knew that rather than me, like y'all might heal, if you're not a diabetic, you might heal with a cut or bruise or something like that. It might take you, say, 2 weeks to heal. It'll take me like a month and a half to heal. It'll take me a lot longer. We can have the same cut or whatever, but it will take me a little bit longer for mine to heal compared to you. So I knew, for one, when the callus came about, I knew it was going to take a while for it to heal. But my thing was, it was leaking as far as from me wrapping it up, and from what I read, it said change it twice a day, stuff like that. So when it got to the point I almost had to change it 3 times, I'm like, Steve, you need to go to the hospital because it's dripping a little bit too much. Now by this time, I'm like, I pray no infection set in, or I pray that if an infection set in, it didn't set in to the point that it reached the bone. Because if it reached the bone, and it all depends on, once again, how deep it might be in the bone, that you might have to be amputated. So now, mind y'all, because I did what I did and I do what I do, I accept the fact that if I lose it, I lose it. You know, mainly if you don't jump up and actually do what you're supposed to do as quick. Because the reason why I'm saying that, those the risks that we take. That if this happened because I prolonged a certain thing, going to the emergency room. So if anything in that nature happened again, the goal is to stop. If I recognize something under my feet that needs immediate attention to avoid it going that route, I need to get my butt out. Did I take too long in saying that? And anybody that's a diabetic and you dealing with certain things in that nature, that's mainly who I'm talking with. Because we will, procrastinate. And a lot of us as individuals procrastinate anyway. But us as diabetics, it's like when certain things happen with us in that sense, 91111, go. Like I might get a cut on my arm or something. I don't worry about that as much as I might do the feet. Because the feet, yeah. But if you get an opening on your arm or somewhere else like that, and it's not going to immediately, in our case, might affect us. But when it comes to the feet, get your butt up out of here. And I'm talking to myself. But I have a tendency, if I know what they're going to do, basic stuff, I'll start doing it myself. And be honest with you, it's not good. But in my mind, it's like, well, they ain't gonna do nothing but do this anyway. And then you hope and pray that it would heal, rather than, getting worse. So, but I do thank God, man. When they put me out, right? When I'm in the operating room and they put me out, whatever they give me, I'm gone. Next day, I wake back up, right? When I start coming to, I looked down and I spotted my 3 toes. I was like, oop, they didn't take him. That was the first thing. I'm drowsy as all outdoors, but I'm like, and I seen that one toe over here, right? Because these are the 3 that's sticking up. So this one's sticking up like this, right? And I seen that one FU1 sticking up. I said, oh, it's still there. I'm dumb. I was like, thank God they didn't take it. Thank God. But as a diabetic, I mean, and I'm talking about for a lot of us that become amputees, it's not something that you plan for. It's not something that you look for. And even though I knew there was a good chance that it might have affected the front end of the feet, and there was a good chance I might have lost that part, and it all depends on how deep. It could be the whole feet. It depends on how I travel. It could be a leg. So, and the reason why I'm saying this, because I'm thinking about some of the people that I seen in there, older people. Some of them, I seen with some of them, they took their front part, right? And I'm just looking at so many people, man. People, leg might be gone, and they learning basically how to function again as normal as possible. A lot of them that I seen in this rehab facility, they actually going to need somebody to assist them. They are. Then I was looking at people who, I don't know what happened to them as far as their body control wise, but they got them in this bungee thing and they teaching them how to walk again and all that stuff. So you got people that had strokes, for whatever reasons, they're being taught. And the thing is, y'all, just about everybody that was on this floor getting the necessary help that they need was older. So I understood where they was coming from as far as it wasn't their intentions to make me feel helpless or hopeless. But I was looking around and I'm like, I'm not in that condition. I'm not in that condition. I'm not in this condition. But I just felt like they were trying to put me in mentally in that condition. And I'm like, no, that's not me. And that's why I was struggling with certain things, because I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm not, I can still move about. I'm independent. And the way they was doing it, it was like more like you helpless, you hopeless. And I kept trying to tell him, I said, nah, because I'm not there yet. I know as I get older, yes, it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna need like somebody to take care of me and help me with. I was gonna say change the pamper and all that type of stuff. I know, but now look, I'm not looking at that like now, no time soon. Maybe God's will, I'll be in my 80s, 90s, but not right now. And I wasn't feeling it. Even though I was trying to let them do what they gotta do, I ain't taking it away, but it's like, no, that's not where I'm at physically. And that's why I got to the point twice. I said, I'm signing myself up out of here. I said, I'm signing myself. Number one, and I thank God that I am the person I am. Now, watch what I say. I listen very well to what people are saying. Very, very well. I talk a lot too. But not just that I talk, I have to listen. To me, I have to listen more than what I talk. Because when it comes to helping that individual, you got to let them get out what's going on with them so you will better know how to address whatever issues they have. So for me, even though I know I talk, but the goal is you have to listen in order to know how to work with that person. And that's a combination within itself. And that's all I was telling them. I said, I know y'all hear me. I know you hear everything I'm saying. But the point is, you're not really listening. Because I can tell from your response when they were coming back at me with certain things. I need you to teach me better how to do this. And the whole goal with me, because I didn't have the strength in this right arm to be able to come up them steps with that crutch. Crutch on this side, and I'm on the balance, right? I had to lean over because I didn't feel the strength in this arm to balance me out as I come up them steps. So what I started doing when I came home, be honest, I didn't come up the steps with the crutch. I backed up the steps. Then I slid down the steps. That's called bumping. And that felt so much better because it's carpet too. So for me to bump, that feels so much better. I'm telling you. And then once I got to the top of the step, I just went on and twisted myself around, and I was able to stand up because I got the walker, and I was able to slide on in the room. That's why I was at home. And it was like they wasn't comprehending. So I'm only saying this because we have to learn to listen. You gotta learn to listen. When you talking with other people, you hear them, but you gotta listen because if your answer is not matching what they say, because you stuck to the way you was taught and you doing things, you wasn't giving solutions, or you wasn't really answering what I was saying. So you made me think what I was going through, it wasn't even worth it because either you do it this way or you know, and I'm like, no. And if you're missing what I'm saying, the whole thing I'm saying, not the confusion. Listen when people telling you stuff. You ain't gotta try to figure nobody's stuff out. Just listen. And that way you better know how to work with that. If I did not, like when I do my intake with the clients and everything, once I ask you something and you feel comfortable enough to talk with me, I have to shut up while you get out whatever that's going on the best way you can. And then I take it from there. Some people have the answers. Some people have the answers for whatever their situation may be. They just need you to encourage them and motivate them. Because you don't have to fix it. It's not fixing it. It's adding value to it. They might not feel like they have the confidence and the courage. That's why I listen. And that's why if y'all notice, I use certain words like encourage, empower, motivate. Because a lot of times people have the answers. They just might not have confidence in the answer themselves, you know. So I'm let me get ready to get off. I might have to get under this cover because right now it feel like I'm getting the jitters. That might be, I got my fan on. And my numbers are, I ain't putting no more of that fast acting. No more. But yeah, who said that? Oh, that's me. I mentioned something about some BA tags. See, look, see how I post little stuff on here, Baltimore City. I said, don't hate me because I would love to see a new Be More City. A lot of y'all be reading the stuff that I post. You will not throw nothing back in it, like encouragement or something. Say me, blah, 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 interacting wise. Y'all just will not do it. You will not do it. It say enter your zip code, and if you need a house to rent as low as $3 to $550. That is not true. When people put little stuff up like that, 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. It's a scam. Stop the bull, black. No, go to stop the bullshit. No, go to the Steve Copeland lead this scam. Sean put this in there because she realized it. When people put, remember I just said it. When people put certain things in real low and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10 they scam. All right, this is now I'm gonna show y'all this. See this lady at Walmart, and it's saying you can't get certain things with SNAP no more. Food stamps, like soda, juices. You can't buy snacks no more with food stamps. Let me share this with a lot of y'all. Stop thinking people dumb. This woman is black, and y'all making a comment about her being black. Talking about she using your tax money and she doing this and she doing that. Now check this out. Do you know our tax money is what pays Trump's salary? So that's what I'm gonna get ready to post back because somebody sent the message trying to be smart. They talking about the woman. They talking about eating like vegetables and all this type of stuff. Uh, all this healthy stuff, which is fine. Which is fine. Don't get it wrong. But if you're not producing stuff like that to help people eat healthier or guiding them towards that, shut the fuck up. Okay? Shut up. Because y'all did this, white people, to say something smart about her. And then when I said something to y'all, y'all talking about, oh, that ain't racist, that ain't racist. Yes, it is. And it's just, and not only that, right? It was some other stuff that I said in that process. Stop thinking black people is dumb. Okay? So I started sending stuff over there since y'all so concerned about people getting SNAP. And they're talking about not being able to let people get like chips, cupcakes. They are snacks. A lot of people tend to feed their children regular dinners and stuff like that, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but they tend to give them snacks like chips, like cookies, like juice. So now you saying that people can't, and they are edibles. So you saying people can't purchase these stuff. Trump supposedly did a great job. That's what y'all saying. But check this out. That's your tax dollars, right? That's your tax dollars. That's your tax dollars that y'all feel like people using that's on food stamps, that people get food stamps, so people on social service, right? Abusing it. Most of the people that's on SS social service and all that type of stuff is because they can't afford, or they're not financially stable to afford like regular housing, to be able to prepare for their family, like food and all of that. So they reaching out because they low to moderate income people, number one, keep that in mind. So what you doing, you trying to downgrade. And I want to make sure I say this right, because you talking about your tax money and how people, black people, that's what you're doing. But I started showing y'all some pictures that black people ain't the only ones that rely on SNAP. Stop your shit. Stop your shit. And then not only that, because I'm getting ready to send this message over. Your tax money pays for our politician fees anyway, their salaries. Is Trump not mentioned in Epstein's files? Your money paying for his salary too. See, you don't look at that shit. But y'all call yourself going for this black woman. And I knew what y'all was doing. So now what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to twist it on you. They abusing your tax money. They doing this, they doing that. Trump too, baby. And y'all supporting a pedophile. You supporting a pedophile. But you want to sit back and try to make it seem like black people abusing the system and all of that. It's poor people. And it's not based around your color. Blacks and white aren't the only. We looking at poor people, period, that lives below the poverty rate. So now what I'm getting ready to do, white people, I want you to know your tax money, your state and your federal money that comes out of your check is supporting a pedophile too. Why y'all not talking about that? So now, let me show y'all a reason why I'm saying that. Because I love picking with people. Remember I just pulled that up? Jill Smith. This is what she sent me a message talking about like if it's your own money, do what you want to do, but not with the tax money coming from everyone else's pocket. That's your damn president too, miss. Because he's taking your tax money. He playing with a lot of us too. Since you want to say that. Who do you think pay the politicians and all that? Y'all are some closed-minded people. That's what get me. It's like, look, our taxes pay their salaries. And I don't know, I like agitating y'all when y'all say little stupid stuff to me. So I've been sending stuff over to Tim. I'm gonna delete you, bro. I'm gonna delete you, Tim, because you sitting up here and I'm watching what you doing, right? Tim Faisenberger. What happened? Live access removed. Oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. See, that's why I don't like TikTok. They just cut my thing off. TikTok is a trip.
And started to enslave Africans. And they started to build a system of belief about who the Africans and black people were. And for them, the Africans and black people were the eternal.
I wonder, did it actually, I must, now I'm reading something off. Let me see, did they, yup. See? But that belief was transferred to the Europeans. So the Europeans came upon this really after dealing with the Arabs. See, that's why I don't put TikTok over here. Fascination around fair skinness, right? So the Europeans developed this and developed this belief and incorporate that in their system of belief in Christianity. That's why I do not put TikTok on my regular live stream. Now y'all see I'm talking, and I don't even know what happened where they blocked. They cut my whole daggone thing off. And see, that's the stuff that pissed me off, because nobody, and that's violating your First Amendment rights when they do stuff like this. And I can go on TikTok, right? And I hear other people like this guy on there now talking about slavery and all of that. And they sitting up there letting it still talk. But I'm just saying it personally when it come to me, sharing certain things, I watch what they do. And I was telling somebody that earlier, I said TikTok has a tendency that when I say certain stuff because of what I do, they like right in your face. Facebook was doing that one time too early on. They was doing it too. What you talking about, girl? And only reason why I was doing that with the TikTok, because I wanted to make some little small clips, right? That's what I love about TikTok, where you can make little what is you saying? That's a goddamn shame. You can't even go on a platform and at least talk about where you at, what's going on for the stuff that I do, without them calling themselves wanting to violate you or whatever.
Bathtub, peeling tiles, and
that is one of the main reasons why I do not try and embed my TikTok into my regular live stream broadcast network. You gotta really watch certain words you say out your mouth. I know what it was. I just got it. When I said, when I used the word pedophile. When I used the word. That's what it was. And they call it a community violation. But as I said, now on TikTok itself, right? They got all of these stuff up about Jeffrey Epstein and Trump. They got all this stuff, showing pictures of them back and during the young days and all that type of stuff. Y'all ain't taking that down. Y'all ain't taking that down. That's how I've been able to send some of those pictures over, actually, to Facebook, because they over there. A lot of the stuff that y'all might not see on here like that, they're posting it on TikTok about his behavior, about all of that. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get off, so I can go and send them a message. But now I got it. So they said I have to come back on after the 16th. So I sent the appeal message in. But I'm not pressed about that, because what I'm trying to do though, with my live stream right here, I'm trying to get to the point where I can do clips like I do over here on TikTok. And when it gets to that point that I'm able to break down clips and stuff like that, I probably won't use TikTok as much no more. You know, it's just the point. It's certain things over there that I like, and I have my CapCut, and because of my CapCut, I can send stuff to. I break it down, and I can send stuff over to my YouTube, my other social media pages. I can send stuff over to Twitter. I can send stuff over to Twitch, stuff like that. Like right now, I'm restreaming from my broadcast network. Right now, I'm restreaming to 6 other platforms. So I can go into X and I'll see myself in X. I can go over to TikTok. I'll see well, not TikTok. I can go over to my YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. And basically, what I'm trying to do either way, y'all, is to build my broadcast network. You know, my followers, and so when I look back at people like, I'm gonna say Oprah Winfrey now, when they started out doing what they're doing and how they became worldwide, it's basically the same process of just starting out broadcasting on the broadcast network, opening up your own studio production thing. All of them is the same process. But with me, I don't know how to do all of that without like a team. I know a little bit, but I don't know all the technical stuff. So that's why I need a team. I need a team to produce like my talk show, the Couch Conversation, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 to 4:45. I want to be able to do that on a regular. Saturdays, 2 o'clock, the Teen Talk Show. Now, because my network broadcast is 24/7, I can, let people rent spots to be able to do their own thing too as well. So you'll be using my clientele and you'll be using your own. That's what I love about it. But now, if we don't support each other, y'all, in order for it to grow like that, then people like myself, I don't want to say you lose out, but if we don't support each other, then you won't grow in that sense. You'll grow, but it's growing at a slow pace. It's growing real slow. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I have a tendency of wanting to clean my stuff up too on my phones. certain things I do. But thank y'all, because I'm just trying to kill time on top of that. Hey, Darlene Kane, where's this at? It's like a little playground for the children with a great day. Shout out to everyone who came out today. Peace. That's why they blocked it, because I used that word, pedophile. That just kills me though, man. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's like like a recording thing where you might post where you certain words trigger that. Because somebody was talking about AI, right? And certain words might trigger it where it will like send a red flag up on you. But I don't like that, because it's like it just take away from you, to me, as a human being, when it comes to expressing yourself and talking about certain things, that freedom. And I don't know. But I don't, for me, dealing with TikTok, certain things, I'm not surprised with them anyway. I'm not surprised. People can go on there and they can have their own platform streams, and they can be over there cutting each other down, knocking each other loose. They won't do nothing about that, because what is that? The algorithm, whatever you call it, right? It's like it's taking up the numbers and stuff like that. So certain things, to me, they promote us when it comes to us degrading each other and stuff like that. But now me saying what I said is categorizing certain things, a certain person too. But by me saying it, it's sent up community guidelines, right? Following community guidelines. I wanted to say a red flag, but I'm not surprised with them anyway. I'm not. I just hate when I feel free to share certain things out my mouth, and they come along when people try to tell you what to do, how to say it, and you know they dictating you. I don't like that part. I was just, what's your name? Just Mecca. Mecca just sent something. She's a fighter too. She's tough. Mecca tough. Mecca don't play. It is with great sadness to hear that the Maryland GOP called the UMD Students for Palestine Justice a de facto wing of Hamas. The GOP and the MD GOP, Maryland, what is that? I'm trying to think of what, God dang it, I'm trying to break the GOP down. Stands for constitutional rights, mainly the freedom of speech. The freedom, remember I was just talking about that, how I don't like what TikTok just be doing, because it's your First Amendment right. This is not about how taxpayer dollars were paid out. Rather, the issue is whether or not constitutional rights were violated. While the Maryland GOP not agree with the legal decision, it's rather hypocritical to say one believes in the Constitution but disagrees when the same constitutional right is given to opposite party. The Constitution is supposed to stand for the rights of all. Right. And guess what? When she said that the Constitution is supposed to stand for the rights of all, and it's mankind, human beings, the first thing came to mind was on top of that too, even your illegal immigrants. Okay? That's why you had organizations like American Civil Liberty Act, right? Or Union, American Civil Liberty Union, right? That's why you have organizations like Communities United. Even though we have people that comes here from other countries, they have the right to become legal citizens. If you have them coming over here and they're not doing the proper things to become American citizens, yes, you have the right to send them back. But that's the whole chance of them coming here to become legal citizens. Not just one group, religion, etc. If a Jewish civil rights group sued for constitutional reasons and won, would we be even having this conversation? Would a letter have given to the desk of Maryland Governor Moore, she come on Westmore, stating that the SPJ is a de facto wing of Hamas, is like Malcolm X stating, the chickens have come to roost. When Kennedy was assassinated, although one has a right to say it, should they? It's either equality for everyone or no one. Liberty for everybody or liberty for nobody. Justice for all or just for none. One can't have it both ways. Maryland Republicans condemned 100,000 settlement students for, what was she writing here? For justice in Palestine. That's 100,000 settlement? Now, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say no. Because I was getting ready to say, as a civil rights advocate, I was getting ready to throw some stuff in there. I can say this. Before we worry about everything else, we need to take it home first. Before we worry about everything else, we need to take it home first. And the reason why I'm saying that, I was looking at something on TikTok, and it happened to do with another country. It was two other countries that Trump supposedly came together and signed something for them. It was like breaking a treaty or somewhere along that line of them two not getting along. And I'm saying to myself, all of this stuff that's happening in America, whatever happened in other countries, they have to learn to come together. You get me? We're too busy trying to fix other people's shit, but ain't fixing our own. And that goes back to this right here. The president of the United States represent the presidents. Represent the United States. Just like the war with what? Let me make sure I say it right. Ukraine and, well, I'm getting ready to say Russia, but with Ukraine in them, right? Because I can't think of the other part of it. We are American citizens. It's about us making sure we are with us. Why we got our mouth in their business? When our shit falling apart. So I'm just saying, shouldn't we make sure our stuff is straight, correct, before we try to go over there and settle peace between two other countries that's dealing with whatever their issues may be? but we're avoiding what's going on. All right, family, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to end this because my tablet just cut off. My iPad just cut off, and I had to use my phone to come back on. But look, that's that goes back to that old statement. You know, clean your own back. Make sure your own backyard is clean before you put your nose in somebody else's. I'm just those are my words, but I just want to say thank y'all. You know, um, just being here for me. Sometimes when I say certain things out my mouth, y'all, like I said earlier, I be feeling like I'm by myself, and I know I'm not by myself, but because I can't like get around the way I want or the way I used to, mainly when I became like a part of Communities United, and now that I'm a member of the ACLU, I would love to like be at the headquarters that they have here in Baltimore, the same way I did with Communities United, um, and not just Communities United, the Innocent Project. You know, they send me a lot of information too on what's happening around. You know, so as a like um what human rights advocate, I do want to get more with other people who's just like me, you know, that believe in fighting for our civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. And in this process, y'all, what I learned when I say that, if you look up certain organizations, and I'm talking about organizations that fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, it's not based around a particular race. It's not. Because you have the Jewish culture, you have Chinese, you have other cultures that tends to go through the same things. It's just humanity. It's part of humanity. And you have other, cultures that goes through a lot of what we go through, but then you got to look at the people that suffers the most because of this. So a lot of times when you look at different countries and all this type of stuff, and Maryland as well, I mean the United States, most of the people that suffers are your poor people. Now, that's just my stuff because I feel like this. If you live a conservative, middle class, well-rounded lifestyle, a lot of the stuff that affects the people that relies and depend on the government the most, and that's your poor people, need their help the most, right? Those are the ones that suffers to me. Now I could be wrong on that, but I'm looking at people who's well-rounded, well-structured. To me, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get involved or you shouldn't do things like that, but to me, some of the stuff that's going on in society, it does not affect you on a personal note. And I could be wrong because a lot of the conservative people, the well-to-do people, people making real good money, who don't rely on stamps, who don't rely on like housing because you're able to maintain your own stuff or be able to afford what you got, y'all tend to act more like you are the new poor people. And that's what I'm getting from a lot of well-to-do people or conservative people. It's like some of y'all are the new class of poor people. It's like the heck with them. I need y'all help too, blah, blah, blah. So I could be saying that wrong. I could be saying it wrong because some of the laws that they create, you got to look at the laws that they create too. And it tends to affect the most destructive ones. And I might not be using the proper words in saying what I'm saying, right? But I think as long as you living accordingly, and that's just like I said, is my stuff. A lot of the stuff that I see does not apply to you. And like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But now, I just look at, lately, I've been looking at world-class people and how, you know, people live their lives and they don't need state and government like our poor people do. And laws are created. Wait a minute, I'm messing with something with my phone. And I don't want to sound like I'm stuttering or mixing stuff up, but that's just me. I'm looking at, it seemed like the the middle class people are your new class of poor people. Let me stop. People that need the government and the state the most. Cause y'all be doing a lot of crime lately, man. Been doing a lot of crime.
Y'all want to know what the real flex is in this world? It's training your mind to be strong.
And that's what gets me. And like I said, I could be wrong. It's just I'm starting to look at so many people, well-to-do people. Y'all just crying about anything now. And you coming for a lot of the poor people, right? Because I just thought about the one with the SNAP. The SNAP. When you don't rely on food stamps to help you make it or to help ease your struggles, when you don't rely on, or you don't have to, I'm trying to say like rental assistance, because you making enough money to, be able to pay your mortgage, pay your $2,500 a month rent because of your working the way you work, your career-minded job. You don't rely on that state and government funding the way most of your poor people or your lower class people do. And now you starting to complain about people that need our help the most. When they do taxes, the state, the government, these programs, the taxes go there. That's the funding that helps support these areas, to help support the people that need the support the most. You get me, with the housing, all that type of stuff. The college funds program, where do you think a lot of that money come from? It come from the taxes, where they could put this extra money on the side to help those that can't afford tuition fees and all this type of stuff. But then you'll turn around, and for poor people, right, it seems like they tend to be everybody else's problem, and you'll cut them right down. So I'm gonna get ready to get off of here, y'all. And like I said, I love y'all. I thank y'all for supporting my live. Tashawn just sent me a list of the people that's down at the building. I got this lady that's working with me, and she got a couple of houses now that I can transfer people into. Because what I understand, I haven't talked with Miss Deborah. I have not talked with Mr. Allen. Nobody, and I'm not calling y'all because by right, y'all should be calling. We should be sitting down talking about what's best the next step to take with the people. But I am going to say this because I haven't been at the building in almost 2 months, or it's probably been about 2 months now. I appreciate y'all holding them in that building, until we're able to find somewhere else for them to go. But I'm looking at Miss Deborah. You make pretty good money. I don't know how much you worth. Mr. Allen, I know you probably worth millions. We talking about poor people. And I feel like right now what y'all get ready to do to them is like, fuck them. And y'all financially have the best opportunity to help them more than I can right now. And it's sad when we let that money and greed get in our way. And I'm going to just say this to you, Miss Deborah. From what I understand, you pay that money every month for leasing that building, for renting that building. Every month. Whether they pay you money or not, because they're not paying you. You pays that every month. My goal was to come in and help you recover that money that you kicking out. You the one, not me. Because of whatever personal issue you had, you the one came up against me, sis. Not me. Ask Christina Flowers. They know why. Ask Harry Mead. He know why. Because I told them what I was getting from you. I do not mix business and pleasure. I do not. And they even noticed that from you towards me. Christina Flowers told me, she said when she came to talk with you and everything, that's all you were saying. Steve this, Steve that, Steve this, Steve that. And y'all just imagine the rest of it. Because Christina was the one that told me too. Harry told me. And I do not, Miss Lady. I do not. Because that's where a lot of the chaos and confusion will come in at. When you have people that's doing business, then they step across that line and start, messing around with each other, then it tends to destroy the business side. Well, guess what? I didn't even step across that line, and look what happened. And you treat me like we've been knowing each other for years. And I even told you myself, please stop talking to me like the way you was. I asked you to stop talking to me, disrespecting me. You was talking down to me. And I said it reminded me so much of why I left my second wife. I told you that. And everybody else recognized the same things from you, sis. And I noticed some women too, when you have real strong, powerful women, and they can't dictate that man or mold that man the way they want, you get real offended. And I asked you over and over and over and over and over and over and over, stop trying to do that to me. Stop trying to do that. And you got me to a point, be honest, I thought about reaching out to your daughter from time to time to let her know why everything went the way it did. I'm quite sure she already knows. And because of me, you taking things out on them housing clients. on them clients. Then you're going to try to make people think I didn't give you no money. I don't roll like that. Christina Flowers even said the same things. When you tried to make her think, Christine Flowers said, no, I told her that's not like Steve. Because you know I don't do that. I don't play that. Why would I sit up here, get properties, put people in, and don't pay the expenses to keep a roof over their head? Come on. I'm disappointed in Mr. Allen too. Because Mr. Allen told me here about business. And I said, I got you. Like he the only person in Baltimore City, even though he's a Jew. He the only person in Baltimore City that's focusing on business. Ain't nobody else like him. Sucker, I'm trying to get paid too, just like you. But not over the point of, how can I put it? It's like robbing the people. We got that bill passed for slumlords to become licensed landlords. I kept telling Miss Deborah that if stuff is not up to code, I already know what needs to be done. But he ain't gonna do this, he ain't gonna do that. I know why they got that bill passed for slumlords to become licensed landlords. I know he will be forced to do certain things. I kept telling y'all the stuff that you mainly, Miss Deborah, you was the one sitting up there. Oh, don't say that to him. He know how to work around shit. You say what you want. But I know what you aren't supposed to do because of the reason why Bill Henry and them came together and got that bill passed. We helped them get that bill passed for slumlords to become licensed landlords. Number one, they started feeling like because of our children behaviors, the destructive behaviors, right, was because of the mold, the lead, and the rodents dropping. I always say rats. That's why they end up passing that bill. So that the landlord whose property wasn't up to code, because you had to get your property up to code, you had a year to get your property up to code. Now, guess what? Housing Authority was involved in that too. They had a certain length of time to get their stuff up to code. And because they have so many places, they explained to us at that day we was at the meeting that it would take longer than a year for them because they have so much property. So I'm only sharing with y'all from like the work we have done around in the city. So I kind of know certain procedures. Now, mind y'all, this been years and years ago, and stuff has changed. So that's what that is. Okay. And I only try to feed back to y'all from what I understand and what I know. That's all. How we do certain things. When you have nonprofits that fights for the people, I'm gonna say civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. Rather, it's a lot of tenants don't know that tenants have rights too. So if you in a HUD housing, supportive housing program or something like that, you have rights as a tenant. Some people don't know that they have rights. Just like the prisoners, the ACLU is a union for the prisoners. I didn't know that the prison have a union until I was over there. And when the ACLU come in to talk with the people, the correctional officers can't be around. So ACLU come in the room to talk with the people themselves. So they can't be there in case you might have something that you want to talk about that's going on in there. They can't be in there with you because it might make you feel intimidated. Then y'all know you got the American Disability Act that's in the prison as well. Because when I was over there, and y'all know I got my feet operated on, I was considered as disabled. I couldn't go back to the dorms. I couldn't. So that's how I learned about American Disability Act, and that's how I learned about American Disability Act. And I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. And American Civil Liberty Union. That's the ACLU. So I know if I didn't know about some of these people that comes into the prison for the clients, I mean for the inmates. And I'm gonna tell y'all this too, because of my housing program, when I seen certain people come in and they was just dressed down, I knew they was investors. I knew they was investors. I knew why they was there too. Because they was coming in, they business owners and stuff like that, but they was coming in, making sure, checking out their stuff. So their money wise. So when they came in, the warden would walk with them as well. The warden would end up coming through. You got your lieutenants, and I'm trying to think of the other ranking names that leads up to some of the board members. Because I met one of the board members, and I was telling them about Simon, and he remembers Simon and all that, because Simon was a warden there. So, but I knew who was who when they would come through from time to time. And one guy, I think one white guy that came through, it was like a young female with him. I don't know if it was his daughter or somewhere along that line, but you can tell they was investors. I'm gonna put it like that. That's all I'm trying to say. You can tell they was investors, and a lot of stuff people might tell y'all, like, and I'm looking at how certain entities that actually invests into the prison system, and those are mainly your people with money that I'm trying to get to. They will show up to make sure their investment is going right. So I love y'all, and I'm out. I think I just told y'all a little bit too much. Bye, family. Good night, family.